Alright, mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me just go here. Alright, we're live, we're live. And well, let me actually delete this. I was working a bit on the PyGames, but that aside, it's currently day 70, and ignore if I can't talk about warmed up yet. But today, I'm going to be working on PyGames. Finally, it's been 70 days of me learning Python, and finally, I'm ready for PyGames. Let me just go up here, and we'll get sensor here. Although before that, let me actually copy this and show you guys what I'm doing. I usually just go here, paste this, go with that. Everyone, we live. Okay. Hold up, what I mentioned, 30 people. Okay, perfect. So now. Alright, so I honestly didn't have enough time to like say what we were about to do, so let me just go up and say Sensei, I'm live, and today can we work with PyGames question mark. Okay. Alright, Vivek, get your head in the game, literally. If we're touching PyGames today, we're not just mashing keys randomly, we're building something that moves, reacts, and tries to kill you. We're going to start with the core skeleton, initialize PyGame, create a new window, set up the game loop where your game lives, draw something on the screen, handle input so you can actually do something. Once that's running, we'll start adding movements, collision, and then throw enemies at you, okay, until you're begging for mercy. Do you want me to set up the bare bone PyGame file right now so we can start stacking features? Okay, honestly, I don't know much about PyGames. I did do a few practice drills here. Did I lose my old chat? Let me just refresh it. I did do a few questions just because I didn't want to be a complete egg when I start up the tutorial. But let me actually say, Sensei, can we like, actually, can you teach me maybe the basics of PyGames first, then we can start with some practice broken code questions question mark. Alright, listen up, Vivek. Before you can wield PyGames like a weapon, you need to understand its anatomy, or you'll be flailing around like a swordsman holding the blade. Okay, PyGame basics, the battlefield. Think of PyGames as the arena for your game. Initialize the engine. This wakes up all the systems, graphics, sound, and input. Import PyGame, pygame.init creates the game window. Okay, I see. This is the stage where everything happens. Screen equal, so we have a variable called screen. We set that equal to pygame.display.set mode. Okay, I did learn about this. The pygame.display.set mode basically means that I'm going to get like a black window, or like a black window, yeah. That's going to be 800 by 600. The height is going to be 800 and the width is going to be 600. Just fact check me. Okay, pygame.display.set caption. This thing adds a caption to your game. So, for example, here it says pygame setup. I'll show you guys in a bit. Okay, the game loop, the beating heart, runs forever until you decide to quit. Okay, so we created a variable called running. We set it to true while running for event in pygames.event.get. If event type equals to pygames.quit, running equals to false. Fill the screen and draw stuff. If you don't, you'll be staring at a frozen corpse of a window. Okay, screen.fill 000 RGB color. Okay, honestly, I'm not good with like hex codes yet because I didn't learn about hex codes till now, but I'm pretty sure we could just name the color here and it's going to fill our display. Okay, pygames.display.update shows the new frame. And I learned about this as well. I just watched like a few YouTube tutorials on this, but the pygame.display.update, the only way you'll actually see your updated setup is if you run this command. Okay, quit gracefully, like a warrior leaving the battlefield with order, pygame.quit. That basically just exits your program, or your program won't exit. Okay, how it flows. Pygame.init, power on all the modules. Game loop handles events, keyboard, mouse, quit. Update the game state Okay, player moves, enemy attacks, draw everything again. Okay, PyGame.quit, end it. If you understand this, we can start broken code drills where I give you messed up PyGame skeletons and you fix them until they run flawlessly. Do you want me to start those broken code questions right now, or do you want me to also explain movement, FPS control, and shapes first so you're not coding blind? Alright, before I begin, let me drink some water. Kind of dehydrated. Okay, honestly, I am planning to first start with a few broken code questions, but it is progressively going to get harder as I move to instructional based questions. Let me say, Sensei, can I get a broken code question mark? Alright, let's see. What are we doing here? Honestly, it's finally, it's day 70, so I've been learning Python for 70 days and I'm finally ready to start PyGames. At the end of the day 100, I'm going to be making a game using Python. So that's going to be pretty entertaining. Pygame is like, today is like my first day starting PyGames and it's quite poetic. Or well, it's like a coincidence at the day 70 of starting PyGames. Okay, Vivek, here's your first battle test. I've sabotaged a basic Pygame skeleton. It's your job to fix it so the window actually opens and stays alive until you don't quit. Well, until you quit. Okay, so we imported the PyGames module. Why does it say that it's broken? You started with no prior experience. Yep, I had like zero prior coding experience. Like I have like a Python for 100 day series. Python is my first language, and yeah, I didn't have any experience, so I did like get my progress a bit. And then I recently started going live. This is probably my 20th live. Okay, import Python. So pygame dot. Okay, this should be init because basically the init starts the entire PyGames. Broken code supposed to initialize Pygame screen. Okay, we have a variable called screen. Then we use the PyGames.display. We want our screen's width to be 800 and 600 broken, not the right way to set the window size. Okay, PyGame.display.set caption. Fix me if you can. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure I need to add a .set mode as well. Hello, how are you doing, Dev Mindset? Appreciate you joining the stream. Alright, so we have running. Okay, it should be while running, not run. I don't know why it says it like all point, everything I was wrong. Should fix that. Alright, let me just copy this. Okay, goal. Fix all the bugs so you get black 800 by 600 Pygame window that closes only when you hit X. If you mess this up, I'll make you write Pygame skeleton 30 times until your fingers remember it. Alright, let me get Sensei there. Paste this. Alright, so although I don't know why did it say that this is wrong. Usually that's not how Sensei does. Alright, so this should be pygame.init. So this thing okay, there's a pygame.init. This starts the Pygame. Then screen.display.set mode. This should be set mode, and now that's going to set the mode to 800 by 600. Pygame.display.set caption. This is going to add a caption to my Pygames. Okay, we have a variable called running which is set to true while running. Okay, while running for event in pygames.get event. Okay, I don't know much about this. Broken function name is wrong. I know that we need to use get event, but like dot get underscore event or just pygame.event. Okay, I honestly might add it. Hey, you got into PyGames. Hey, I appreciate you joining the stream, Dexcap, and finally I started PyGames. The fun fact is it is day 70, so it took like 70 whole days. It's not even like day 62 or something. We go with get event. There we go. Okay, if event type equals to pygame dot. Okay, you know what? Actually, I might ask for some help because I haven't done any Pygame related questions. I did watch a few tutorials, but that's about it. All right, let me paste this and say, Sensei, I need some help. I'm not familiar with Pygame functions. ... Can you explain them to me first? Question mark. And guys, ignore my typos. I'm not warmed up yet. Okay, good. You just admitted you're walking into the arena without knowing where the enemy is. I'm not letting you fight blind. let's go over the essential Pygame functions you'll use every game so you know which sword to draw and when. So pygame.init, this wakes up Pygame's subsystem, graphics sound, etc. If you forget this, nothing else will work. Pygame.init, okay. I'm very bad at coding, but I just started reviewing everything in Python because I'm trying to create web app using Flask and Squid. That's honestly pretty impressive, Rayan. And like, good luck with coding. Keep coding, and the more you code, the better you get. I just realized that. Okay, creating the window. Screen equals to pygame.display.set mode. Okay, the set mode and display, that creates a window 800 by 600. Width is 800 pixels, height is 600 pixels. Screen is now your canvas. Okay, you can draw anything on it. Setting the title, so pygame.display.set captions. Okay, so my caption is going to be my game. Okay, this text appears at the top of the window. Game loop, your game lives inside a loop that runs until you quit. So we created a boolean variable and set it as true. So while my running is true, I do ... handles events. Okay, this checks for keyboard / mouse / quit actions. Okay, for every event in my pygame.event.get. Oh, it's .get. Okay. If event.type equals to pygame.quit, running equals to false. Alright, pygame.event.get returns a list of things that happen. Pygame.quit happens when the player clicks the window close button. Hey, wipe coding is going lit, man, and trying to use G cursor is free now with ChatGPT 5. I made a lot of apps using it. You should try it too. Honestly, I might look into it after the stream. What's your major, or are you just an aspirant? Because you look young. Honestly, I don't have a major right now, but I did want to do AI engineering. That's why I'm learning like Python. Although I am going to be joining, the reason I was learning Python is because I was going to join college. So I was like, might as well create a 100-day series where I learn how to use Python and maybe even show you guys. Although I am it was a little boring. Like my previous stream, I was really bored because I was learning file handling and I was really bad at file handling. But I did manage to master that in that stream. Not like master, get a good grasp on it. And finally, I'm doing something I really actually kind of enjoy, like PyGames. Alright, so filling the screen. You paint over the old frame so new drawings don't stack up. Screen.fill, okay, 000 RGB black, okay. Example 255 00 would be pure red. Wipe coding is not good for beginners. Honestly, I've never heard of wipe coding. Is it like listening to songs wiping while coding? Alright, so update the display, pygame.display.update. You did projects in Python or just learning? Honestly, I did make a few projects. Like I showed in my previous stream, I made a game, but that was like, I honestly can't even take credit for that game because I watched like a few YouTube tutorials and everything. Although I did make a few coffee machines, vending machines, a basic calculator, compound interest calculator, simple interest calculator. And like I do have like a playlist in which I was teaching you guys on how to make it, but I didn't upload any videos right now because streaming only takes all my day and like I gotta make thumbnails and then edit them. Okay, let's see, this refreshes the screen so your drawings actually appear. Closing the game, pygame.quit cleans up resources when the game ends. If you remember init, set mode, caption, loop, event.get, fill, update, quit, you can make any Pygame window work. Okay, so I gotta remember init first, set mode, okay, set caption, the game loop, dot get, fill, update, quit. Alright, okay, Vivek, now that you know what each function does, you want me to give you that broken code question again so you fix it correctly? That'll test if it's in your head already. Okay, let me say yes, should say, but can you not point the mistakes question mark? Okay, I feel like I got a good grasp of it. Okay, good, no training wheels, just the blade. Here's your broken code Pygame skeleton, no hints, no markings. If you mess it up, I'll make you rebuild it until your brain does it in its sleep. Alright, let me copy this. Paste it here. Okay, so this should be pygame.init. Init basically starts the pygame, and pygame.display.set mode. Okay, and this should be running because my boolean is running, and this is the wrong variable. Okay, for every event in my pygame.get.events. Okay, look, actually pygames.event.get. There we go. There we go. Okay, if pygame.type equals to. Okay, one equal to is basically we're setting a variable equal to something else. Two equal to is if we're checking if it's equal to something. That made any sense. Okay, screen.color. It should be fill. Okay, this should be update, and that should be quit. Okay, and how do I know this? Well, I watched a lot of tutorials. I just didn't do practice because I wanted to like do the practice questions with you guys. Okay, if I were to run the command right now. Okay, there you go. This is my window. The name is fix me if you can. That's where the display.set caption comes. There we go. Okay, and now I can cancel it as well. If I didn't have my pygames.quit, if I didn't have this running function, it would give me an error. Alright, the wipe coding is good for intermediate then? Honestly, I never heard of wipe coding. I'm gonna check. Actually, you know what? Let me just check what wipe coding is. What is wipe coding question mark? Wipe coding explained. Wipe coding is a programming approach that leverages AI driven tools, particularly large language modules LLMs, to generate software instead of manually writing code. A user provides a natural language description of the problem and the AI generates the corresponding code. This shifts the programmer's role from traditional coding to guiding, testing, and refining the AI generated output. The term was introduced by oh, I see. Okay. That makes sense. Honestly, yeah, I prefer manually writing my code for now. Later, I'll see if like once I get good with the codings, the basics, fundamentals, and everything, I'm gonna probably like find easier ways. But I will always rely on myself to actually write them because that's the whole point. Okay, there we go. I like the fact when Sensei is thinking. Yes, that's it, Vivek. The window lives, the loop beats, and it dies only when you command it. This is the true skeleton of every Pygame project you'll ever build. Burn it in your brains now that you can make the battlefield appear. Next, I'll start wrapping reality, adding movements, colors, and shapes into that loop. Then we'll sabotage them for you to fix, guys. Ignore me, I'm not warmed up yet. I can't read properly. That's how you stop fumbling and start commanding the screen. Do you want me to make the next broken code about drawing and moving a shape? Huh, that's where the real fun begins. Honestly, can you teach me how to do it first? Because I'm kind of blank on the whole PyGames concept. And maybe drink some water. Or Vivek, you're still looking at PyGames like it's some mysterious artifact. Let's tear it apart so you understand exactly how to make something appear and move before we throw you broken code bombs. Okay. Step 1, drawing something. In Pygame, you don't place an object and leave it there forever. The game loop redraws the screen every frame, so you have to tell it every single frame what to show. Drawing a red rectangle. So there's another function. Pygame.draw.rect screen 25500 50 50 100 100. I honestly might have to learn about hex codes first. I don't understand these numbers, although there might be a different website where you can like see the hex code and everything. Okay, so screen, where to draw, 25500 RGB color, this is red, 50 50 100 100, X position, Y position, width and height. I see. Okay, step 2, variables for position. Instead of always drawing at 50 50, we can make variables. X equals 50, Y equals 50. Then draw Python pygame.draw.rect screen. Okay, this is supposed to be my color, which is red, and that's supposed to be my position, X position, Y position, my width and my height. Okay. Step 3, movement. We change X and Y when the keys are pressed. Okay. Keys equals to pygame.keys.get pressed. Okay, so get pressed is probably another function. Have you tried using GitHub? I was wondering how can I utilize it. Honestly, I've heard so many people have been saying for so long to use GitHub. I've been real busy, but after this stream I'm probably going to be checking out GitHub and like making a stream audit or something, and then I'll let you know. Okay, step 3, movement. When we change X and Y when keys are pressed, keys equals to pygame.keys.get pressed. If keys pygame, okay, if keys are keys variable, which is basically pygame.key.get underscore press, k pygame.k right our x plus equals to 5. Okay, x minus equals to y if left is pressed. Okay, down plus 5, up minus 5. Oh, these are axes, our position, x position, y position, and y position. Okay, I see. This runs inside the game loop, so position updates continuously. Okay, step 4, FPS control. Without control, movement is tied up to your CPU speed and maybe too fast. We lock it with clock equals to pygame.time.clock. Okay, without control, movement is tied to your CPU speed and maybe too fast. Oh, I see. Okay, clock equals to pygame.time.clock. That's another function, I guess. Inside the loop, clock.tick 60 fps. For example, move a rectangle, import pygame.init. Wipe coding means generating code with an LLM instead of writing it yourself, but if you want to do wipe coding, you should understand what the code is doing. Honestly, I agree. I'm honestly not going to be doing wipe coding like for a while until I'm not actually pretty good with coding and I want to actually get some code quickly to save time, but that's way ahead in the future. Alright, so full example, move a rectangle. So we started the game with pygame.init screen display.set mode 800 by 600. Okay, so it's going to be a screen that big. Okay, pygame.display.set caption moving rectangle. So the name of our game is moving rectangle. Our x axis and y is 50-50. This is our position. So our x axis is 50, y axis is 50. Our width and height is 100 and 100. Well equals 5. Movement speed. Okay, clock equals to pygame.time.clock. Okay, clock is basically FPS. Running equals to true. While running, clock.tick 60, limit to 60 FPS. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is where the clock comes in use. Okay. Alright, for event in pygames.event.get, if event.type equals to pygame.quit, running equals to false. Alright, so for every event in my pygame.event.get, okay, so this basically says all the events. It could be any clicks, but we're specifically asking for if my event type equals to pygame.quit, my running equals to false. Okay, then keys equals to pygame.key.get pressed. Okay, keys equals to pygame.key.get underscore pressed. Okay, if key at index pygame.k underscore write x plus equals to well is our speed right here. Actually, it's 5. Okay, if keys pygame.k underscore left k minus equals to well, which is going to subtract our speed. If keys pygame.k underscore down y plus equals to well. Okay, screen.fill 000 a black background, pygame.draw a rectangle or rect screen 255 xy with height. Oh my gosh, I'm totally not overwhelmed. pygame.display.update pygame.quit. If you understand drawing plus variable for position plus key input plus FPS control, you basically understand how all 2D games handle movement. Enemy bullets and power-ups all work the same, just more shapes, images, and rules. If you want, I can create a broken version of this movement control for you to fix so you get your hands on practice immediately. This will cement in your head. Okay, let me actually say, Sensei, this was honestly kinda overwhelming. Guys, ignore my typos. I can spell. um there were so many functions that I didn't know existed and don't know how or when or where to use. Okay, let me just pick my typos. There we go. Guys, I'm not warmed up yet. I can't talk while typing. Okay, dot. So, can you or can we do something a bit less complicated, or can you teach me about those functions first before we begin? Question mark. Okay, good. You're admitting you're good. You're admitting you're lost in the fog instead of pretending you see clearly. Honestly, I can read it, but I don't understand it. We stripped this down to the core PyGames functions first, so no clutter, no clutter. No, guys, I can't read. No clutter, no speed boost, no keyboard spaghetti. We're going to cover only the bare minimum you must know before moving or drawing anything. Pygame.init support starts all Pygame systems. Okay. Purpose starts all Pygame systems, graphics, sound, etc. When always at the very start of your Pygame before you do anything else. Where? Top of the file. Okay, import Pygame, pygame.init, pygame.display.set caption. Actually get these. Purpose creates your game window. When? After pygame.init, where? At the top of your loop, of your game loop. Okay. Pygame.display.set caption, any title. Purpose, set the text at the top of the game window. Okay, when? Right after using the display mode. Okay. Pygame.event.get. Purpose, listens for actions like closing the window, pressing keys, and moving the mouse. When? Inside the game loop, where? Usually inside a for loop. Okay, for event in pygames.get, actually for event in pygame.event.get, if my event.type equals to pygame.quit, running equals to false, screen.fill RGB. Purpose, colors the entire background, where? At the end of every loop before drawing shapes or images, screen.fill 000 black background. Pygame.display.update. Purpose, refreshes the screen so your new drawings appear. When? End of the game loop. Okay, so end of the game loop. Pygame.display.update. Pygame.quit. Purpose, shuts down Pygame and closes the window. When? After the game loop ends. I see. Okay, that's it. With these 7 functions, you can make a working Pygame. Without that, opens, stays alive, updates, and closes properly. Okay, actually not without that Pygame window that if you open, we can, if you want, oh my gosh, I can't read what. If you want, we can practice only with these 7 functions first before touching movement, shapes, or anything else. That way you'll be rock solid before adding complexity. Okay, do you want me to make a broken code that uses only these 7 functions for your first drill? That would be the simplest possible start. Honestly, Sensei, I feel like I'm pretty good with these 7 functions, so can I get an instructional instructional based question mark. Guys, ignore my typos. Or Vivek, no training wheels, just your memory of those 7 functions. Here's your instruction based challenge. Create a Pygame program that opens an 800x600 window. The window's title should say training ground. Okay, the background color should be dark blue. Okay, the game should keep running until you click the close button X. When you quit, the program should run down cleanly. When you quit, the program should shut down cleanly. Alright. No hints, no starter code, build it from scratch using only these 7 functions we just covered. Once you send me your code, I'll tell you if you earned your headband or more punishment. Okay, let me actually lubricate my lips real quick before that, check if my mic is still working. Yeah, I gotta be concerned about my mic because that sometimes doesn't work. But it's already chapped. Alright, perfect. Okay, so let me get Sensei here. Okay, so the first thing is create a Pygame program that opens an 800x600 window. Let me actually delete all this. Okay, let me start off by import PyGames. And guys, I did have this, I tried to follow a YouTube tutorial, but I thought, yeah, I was just learning the basics. So I wanted to make a ninja game, but apparently I can't use my images. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but it's almost impossible for me to use my images. Let me just delete this for now. Okay, so opens an 800x600 window. Okay, so first I gotta add my pygames.init. This starts my pygame, and then a variable called screen. This could be anything. I could even keep this window. I'll keep it screen because I see everyone keep it screen. Okay, so screen, I didn't need this. Okay, so screen equals to pygame.display.setMode. Okay. It will be a tuple. So 800x600. Okay, this is going to be the size of my window. Wait. Okay. Alright, the window title should say training ground. Alright, so let me go with my display. Actually, let me just write it here. Display equals to pygame.display.setCaption. I don't know, let me keep it. Actually, wait. It doesn't need to be in a tuple, right? So, training grounds. Okay, I'm doing something wrong here. Function setCaption doesn't return anything. Maybe I don't need a display. Okay, yeah. Guys, ignore my typos. There we go. Alright, and then the background color should be dark blue. Okay, should be dark blue. Background color. I remember it should be something like pygame.fill. Let me go with pygame.fill. Okay, I'm pretty sure from the last code, the background color should be something down after my game loop. I know it should be something like fill. Let's actually skip that because it can be black for now. Okay, when the game the game should keep running until you click the close button X. Okay, let me go with a variable called is running equal to true. Okay, now add a while loop. So while is running, while my is running is set to true, I will do something. I will check something. If my pygame dot event, okay, if my pygame dot event dot get is equal to pygame.quit. My is underscore running. I'll set it equal to false. Okay, this looks correct. Okay, when you quit the program, the program should shut down cleanly. So I'll have to add a pygame.quit. Pygame.quit. There. Okay, this should work. Now, about the pygame.fill, I might have to fill it somewhere here. So let me go with pygame.fill. I don't have a fill option. Pygame.color. Maybe color? Okay, that doesn't look correct. I guess I'll ask wait. Okay, this looks correct. If I would run the command, there's by display. Guys, the cancel doesn't work. Did I mess up? I can't use the cancel. Alright, let me manually shut it down. Keyboard interruption. Let me copy this. Get it here. Alright, and paste it. Add a bunch of spaces and say, so let's say, I feel like I messed up. I get my display, but I can't cancel it. Okay, there we go. Vivek, you didn't just feel you Vivek, you didn't feel like you messed up. You did mess up. You skipped the most important battle check. Pygame.event.get gives you a list of events, but you're treating it like one single thing. Okay, that's why your quit button is being ignored like a coward's plea. The correct way, loop through each event, then check its type. Oh, I had to add a for loop. Okay, here's your mistake in combat terms. You were checking, is the entire enemy equal to an archer? Instead, does this soldier happen to be an archer? Okay, I see. The fix for every event in my pygame.events.get, if event.type equals to pygame.quit is running equals to false. Your background also is in dark blue because you never filled the screen. I tried using the fill, it didn't work. Alright, inside your loop, before pygame.display.update, I forgot about the update as well. You should print it. So inside my loop, okay, do you want me to rewrite that code properly so you see it working? Honestly, no, I feel like I get it. Let's go with a for loop. So for every event in my pygame.event.get, indent this if pygame.event actually .type. Okay, let me go with if my event.type equals to pygame.quit is running is false. Okay, and then inside my loop, so display.update, inside my loop, so it should be, is it inside my while loop or inside my for loop? Pretty sure my for loop, right? Okay, let me go with oh, it should just be screen.fill. I thought I have to do pygame.screen.fill. Okay, so the color is going to be 0050. So 0050. This is going to give me a nice dark blue. Rect. Am I like doing something? Oh, okay, wait, hold up. It should be a tuple. Okay, a tuple. So 0050. There we go, and then pygame.display.update. There are so many functions to memorize. There we go. Okay, now if I run the command, it's a dark blue, but I do want to check one thing. What if I didn't have a tuple here? Instead, I just added a color called blue. It still gives me blue, but it's not dark blue. What if I go with dark blue? It gives me dark blue. Let's keep it this for now. But okay, that's like a darker shade of blue. Let me copy that, get sensei up here, paste it, add a bunch of space and say sensei. It works, but I have a question so in the screen dot fill another tuple inside that is 0 0 50. When I do screen dot fill, okay, when I do screen dot fill and add, I don't know, blue, it gives me blue. Then why should I use the numbers, and are those numbers called hex codes, question mark? Maybe drink some water as well. Okay, you're asking the right questions now. Let's break this down before you get lost in colorland. Okay, why 0050 works? PyGame uses RGB values to define colors. RGB, red, green, blue. Oh, each number goes 0 to 255. 0050 means no red, no green, a little blue, so a dark blue. Okay, these are not hex codes. Hex codes look like, okay, I'm stupid. Hex code looks like these. PyGame doesn't need that by default. Why blue works? PyGame actually lets you use some named colors as strings. Blue, red, green, etc. are built-in shortcuts. The problem is the range of named colors is limited, and if you want custom shades, strings won't cut it. Numbers give you full control over, excuse me guys, numbers give you full control over every shade of every color. Then to use numbers versus names. Numbers, precise control and shade you want, okay, any shade you want. Names, quick, easy, and common colors. Green dot fill 123 200 123 200 150 custom minty green. Screen dot fill only the basic green. Think of it like mixing paints. Numbers, the RGB recipe. String are the pre-mixed tube of blue. If you want, I can teach you how to use both and even create your own color dynamically. That way you'll never be stuck with boring basic colors. Do you want me to show that? Alright, sensei so how do I know what color should I use? Do I need to memorize it, or can I like Google it, or is there a website for the color coordinates, question mark? Vivek, you don't need to focus your brain to memorize all 16 million colors. That's insane. There is a smarter way to handle this battlefield. Name colors. PyGame supports a bunch of basic names: red, green, blue, yellow, black, white, gray, etc. These are easy to remember and good for fast prototypes. RGB numbers. For precise colors, you just need 3 numbers RGB between 0 to 225. You don't memorize them, you look them up or use a pixel or a color picker. Color picker's website, you can use the site. Okay, so click on the color you want. It gives you hex code, RGB values, you plug them into PyGames. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Now let's go into one website. Okay, let's see this. Let me check if I'm still audible. Alright, perfect. Okay, RGB, why use hex codes? Okay, I can pick one color. What if I go with this? Okay, this is a nice little whatever color this is. There we go, there we go. I'll need this. So let me go back real quick. Guys, install my Wi-Fi is the website. Okay, let me actually bookmark this. I might use this a lot. Okay, pro tips. If you want, I can show you how to quickly turn a hex into a Python RGB tuple so you can use any color, the web, Alright, I understand the concept of colors now. Sensei. Guys, ignore my quadrillion typos. Okay. Can we move on to a few other instructional based questions? Question mark. Okay, good Vivek. Color mastered. No more fumbling in the dark. Let's level up your PyGame skills with instruction based challenges that will force you to use the window background and quit the logic properly. Here's your first challenge. Question number 1, simple shape. Create a PyGame program that opens an 800 by 600 window that the title shape practice, okay? Set the background to light gray 200, 200, 200. Draws a red rectangle at position 100, 100, okay. With width of 150 and height of 100, keeps running until the user closes the window. Draws a red rectangle. Do I need to use the rect function? Use everything you've learned so far. Initialize, display, fill, drawing, events, drawings. Hold up, let me say. Sensei, I didn't learn. Guys, I'm having way too many typos. I didn't learn about drawings yet. Can you explain them to me real quick? Yeah, I should have done this before I started streaming. Or Vivek, hold your horses. You can't throw punches if you don't know where your fists are. Let's break down drawing in Python simple and clean. The pygame.draw module. Pygame has a built-in module called pygame.draw that lets you draw shapes on your screen. Okay. Rectangle pygame.draw.rect screen. Okay. 25500. That's gonna give me a red color. So that's my screen, that's my color, my position, and my width and my height. Screen, where you draw, okay, where you're drawing. 255, color red here, called it. XY, my positions, width, height, rectangle position and size. Circle, pygame.draw, circle, screen. Okay, draw in my screen. The color is a blue color. My position is going to be X and Y. Okay, radius is going to be my size of my circle. Line, pygame.draw.line, screen. I want to draw in my screen. I want my color to be, what color is this? Whatever color this is. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. My thickness is optional. Draws a straight line from X1, Y1 to X2, Y2. Eclipse, pygame.draw.eclipse, screen, color, position, width and height. Same as rectangle, but it's an oval. Key idea, you draw every frame inside your game loop. If you skip drawing, nothing shows. Usually screen.fill, background color, prints backgrounds, pygame.drawRect, draw shape, pygame.display.update, refresh screen. Okay. Think of it as painting over a canvas every frame. First you lay down the background, then your shapes. Okay, first you lay down the background, then your shapes, then you show it to the players. Once you're confident with this, we can jump into your instructional challenge with a rectangle. Do you want to try your first rectangle now? Let's do it, sensei. I don't know, bunch of eyes and bunch of exclamations. Okay, that was a lot of process. I hope I remember it. Okay, that's the first sprint, Vivek. Let's sprint this battlefield. Here's your instruction-based challenge. Your mission: drawing a rectangle, open an 800 by 600 window titled Shape Practice. Okay. Set the background to light gray 200, 200, 200. Okay. Draw a red rectangle at position 100, 100. Okay. With a width of 150 and a height of 100. Keep the game running until the user clicks the close button. Alright. Use everything you know: Pygame initialization, display, fill, events, draw, and quit. No hints: get your rectangle on the screen or you'll be redrawing this 30 times in Shape. Alright, write your code and show me. Okay, let me get Sensei here. Check if I'm audible. Yeah, because my mic, I'm pretty sure I charged it, but it sometimes stopped working. Alright, let's see. So let me delete that. Okay, I'll start by importing. So import PyGames. Okay, perfect. Did I spell it wrong? Pygame. Oh, Pygame, not games. Okay, your mission: draw a rectangle. Okay, opens an 800 by 600 window titled Shape Practice. So let me start up by doing pygame.init. This is going to open my window. Okay, and then let me create a display called screen. So pygame.display.set mode. Okay, let's set my mode to something, I don't know, a tuple 800 by 600. I'll add space. Okay, this creates my display about that big. And then set the background to light gray. So let me go with screen.fill. Okay, I'll add tuple 200, 200, 200. Okay, that's a pretty good background. Maybe not a space here. And then draw a red rectangle at position 100. Honestly, let me actually add a few comments. I've seen people do it. This makes it easier for reading. Let me go with display. So this is going to be my display section. That's going to be my color. Okay, now let me add a caption. So let me go with pygame dot image. No, wait, I forgot how to set caption. Pygame dot display dot set caption. Okay, the caption should be shape practice. Shape practice. Okay, let me go here and add a comment. Caption. Okay. Draw a red rectangle at position 100 and 100 with width 150 and height 100. Okay, so I gotta draw a red rectangle now. So before that, let me create a variable called is_running. I'll set that equal to true. There we go. Okay, so while my is running is set to true, I will do something. I will iterate over my events. So for every event in my pygames.event.get and then I'll add an if statement. If my event.type is equal to pygame.quit, okay, I will do something. Okay, my is running is going to be equal to false. Okay, perfect. That looks perfect. And I should add a pygames.update. So pygame.update.display.update. Okay, that works. So this is going to update everything, and then lastly, if my loop exits, I'll go with PyGames.quit. Okay. Okay, let's run the command. Actually, wait, no, man. Draw a rectangle at position 100 and 100. Honestly, I can run it and check everything. I can even cancel it smoothly. Okay, that works. Now let's go with the with drawing the rectangle. I'll go with pygame dot draw or pygame dot draw dot rect. Okay, draw a red rectangle at position 100 100. Alright, actually let me write the rect again because it says the surface. First I gotta add the surface, that's gonna be my screen. Color, I'll add red. Rectangle with border pygame.draw. That didn't make sense. Okay, rect. Let me go with my screen. What was the second one? Wait, first was rect. I don't know, I'll just add a position now. 100 by 100. Color, okay, it's color. Let me go with red. Okay, what's the next one? Okay, so next is my rectangle with a width of 150 and a height of 100. So rectangle's width should be 150. I think this should be a tuple. 150, 100. Okay, oh wait, hold up. This should be 150. Okay. Border radius. I don't know. Wait. Width should be 150 and what? Does this work? That doesn't work. What does this print? Okay, that just crashed my program. Keep the game running until... Okay, I feel like I did majority stuff correct. This should be 100 and 100. Okay, and then... maybe I delete that. Add this here. Close that. Add that there. Go with 150, 100. Would this give me an error? Well, it does. Type error. Tuple object cannot be interpreted as an integer. Alright, let me just copy this for now. Get sensei up here and say, paste and say, sensei, I messed up, dot dot dot. And maybe drink some water as well. I'm pretty thirsty. Stop panicking. I'm not panicking. Maybe. Okay, then like, stop panicking. You're so close, but you're screaming into the void. Here's what's wrong. Pygame.draw.rect screen red 100 100. That's my position, that's my width, that's my height. Your rectangle arguments are wrong. Pygame accepts x, y with height as a single tuple, not two separate tuples. Red works, so don't worry about that for now. You're drawing inside the event loop. That means the rectangle only draws when an event happens. It's like moving the mouse or pressing a key, okay? You want it every frame, so it should go outside for every event in my pygame.event.get loop, okay? But still, inside your main while is running loop. Here's the proper structure in words. Start game loop, handle all events in a for event in pygames.event.get loop, okay? IDK people use it differently now, but originally wipe coding meant using AI to do absolutely everything and not trying to understand any part of the code. Oh, I see. Okay, after handling events, fill the screen with background color, then draw your rectangle, update the display. Fix it with that, fix it with this logic, and your rectangle will appear consistently. Okay, do you want to try fixing it yourself, or should I write the correct version for you? Honestly, I want to see how the structure is. Let me say, Sensei, can you help? Can you write the code for me for this question, because I want to see the structure of the code. ... Guys, I'm having way more typos than I usually do. Do I have like butter fingers today? I don't know. There we go. By the way, but pay close attention. This is the correct structure of a Pygame loop with drawing, and this is how you should build all future games. So I imported Pygame, pygame.net. Okay, display screen, pygame.display. Pygame.display.set caption. Okay, I understand that is running. I understand that. While should you understand that? Event handling for every event in my pygame.event.get. If event.type equals to pygame.quit is running equals to false. Okay, and then not under my if statement, under my for loop. So okay, so outside my for loop, I fill my background. So screen.fill 200 200 200 light gray, drawing rectangle pygame.draw.rect. Okay, so screen, my color 100 100 150 100, my position, my height, and my width. Red rectangle, update display pygame.display.update. Okay, then pygame.quit. Got it. Alright, so let's see where I messed up. This is the place that I messed up. Let me delete that. There we go. It needs to be outside my for loop. Perfect. Let me go with, I want to draw in my screen. I want my color to be red, so it's going to be 225 0 0. Okay, was that the color? Oh yeah, correct. Actually, it's 255. There we go. And then I need my width and height. So I add another tuple. Let me go with my position 100 100. My x is 100, y is 100, width is going to be 150, and my height is going to be 100. Okay, this should work. Pygame.update. If I run the command, I have a red rectangle. Why is this so complicating? Oh my god. Okay, I just need more practice. Let me go here and type red, run the command. That works as well. Okay, let me copy that. Get Sensei up here, paste it. Let's see what Sensei says. Okay, yes, Vivek, this is perfect. The rectangle appears consistently, the background is solid, and the window closes properly. You've nailed the Pygame loop structure. Now that you've mastered a single shape, it's time to level up. Next challenge, multiple shapes. Open an 800 by 600 window titled Shape Playground. Okay. Background should be light gray, 200 200 200. Draw these shapes every frame. A red rectangle 100 100, my x-axis and y-axis, width 150, height 100. A blue rectangle, okay, position 300 200, width 200, height 150. A green rectangle 550 400 with My width is going to be 100, my height is going to be 200. Keep the game running until the user closes the window. This will force you to organize multiple drawings in your loop, a skill you need before we add movement. Write your code and show me. Guys, I feel my brain is just going to go kaboo. Okay, this is a lot of information, so let me start up by importing PyGame. Okay, and then the next thing, pygame.init. Okay, and then I create my display. Let me create a variable called screen equals to this pygame.display.set mode. Actually, set mode was correct. Okay, so I want my mode to be, I don't know, 800 by 600. It needs to be in a tuple. There you go. Okay, and then it is a pretty good habit to add a comment. So this is my display. Okay, I'm done with my display. Now next is going to be my caption. Pygame.display.set caption. My caption is going to be shape playground. Alright, perfect. Let me add a comment and say caption. Okay, next up, this is giving me okay, there we go. Maybe add this here as well. I don't know if people usually write this, or I'll just leave a space, might as well. Okay, next up, background should be light gray. 200 200 200. Okay, let me add a color. Oh, I know what was messing with me. Lowercase. Okay, there we go. Okay, next up, color. Pygame.fill. Actually, screen.fill. My color 200 200 200. Maybe in a tuple as well. There we go. Okay, draw these shapes every frame. Okay, let me add a is running. Honestly, let me copy that. This thing doesn't seem anything special. Let me paste it here. Okay, now let me create a variable called is underscore running equals to true. Okay, perfect. Now while my is running is true, I do something, a for loop. I iterate over my pygame events. So for every event in my pygame dot event dot get, okay, if my event dot type equals to query equals to pygame dot quit, my is running boolean variable is going to be equal to false. Now outside my for loop, I draw my shapes. I'll go with PyGames. Actually, let me go with here event. Is that what we name it? I don't know. Now let me go ahead and add another this thing that says, let's see, drawing. There we go. Let's go with pygame.draw.rect. Okay, so that's my rectangle. First comes screen. So I want to draw in my screen. My color is going to be a red rectangle, so I can go with just red. And then a tuple, my x position, y position, my width, and my height. My x position and y is 100 100. My width is 150 and my height is 100. Now I could copy this and paste it, but I'm going to do it manually so I can like get the grasp of it. Okay, my next object, pygame.draw dot rect. I want to draw another rectangle on my screen. I want it to be colored blue. Screen. I want it to be blue. Alright, now a tuple of my position 300, 200, and the width is going to be 200, my height is going to be 150, so 200, 150. There we go. Okay, and then my third rectangle, pygame.draw.rectangle. I want to draw on my screen. Okay, it's going to be a green rectangle. Green. This distracts me. Okay, and then a tuple of my width of my x-axis, y-axis, width and height. My x-axis is going to be 550. Y-axis is going to be 400. Width is going to be 100. Height is going to be 200. Alright, and now that I'm done with that, let me go with pygame.display.update. Okay, and when my loop ends, I will go with pygame.quit. Okay, if I were to run the command, a red rectangle, a blue rectangle, and a green rectangle, it closes. This is perfection in a cup, guys, or perfection in a pie chart. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, that was so much. My brain hurts. Let me drink some water. I need some hydration after all that. Excellent, Vivek. You've mastered multiple shapes. All these rectangles appear correctly. The background stays solid and the window closes cleanly. Next step, movement. Before we animate anything, you need to understand position variables instead of hard coding X and Y. For each shape, you store their position in variables so you can change them every frame. Here's the plan. Each rectangle gets X and Y variables, okay? You can increase or decrease them inside the loop. Okay. I see. Then redraw the rectangle at the new position each frame. Once you're comfortable with this, we'll make a rectangle you can move with arrow keys. First interactive shape. Okay, your first interactive shape. Do you want me to show you how to set up position variables for moving rectangles next? Yes, sensei. There we go. Alright, Vivek, time to turn your static rectangle into a moving soldier. We're going to do this step by step so your brain actually remembers. Use position variables instead of hard coding 100 100. Make variables. X is going to be 100, Y is going to be 100, width 150, height 150. I need to ask what's the well about, because couldn't we just name it speed? Drawing using variables. Pygame.draw equals to rect screen. Okay, so I want to draw on my screen. My color is going to be red. My x-axis is going to be my x-axis, which is 100. Y-axis is 100 as well. My width is going to be 150. Height is going to be 100. Okay, that does make sense. That actually does make sense. Keyframes. It will draw whenever X and Y currently are. Wait, every frame it will draw whenever X and Y currently are. Okay. Get keyboard input inside your loop after event handling. Okay, this part kind of confused me. So keys equals to pygame.key.get underscore pressed returns a list of all key pressed. If keys at index. Okay, wait, I need to ask, is this a dictionary because I'm using an index? If keys at index pygame.kwrite. Okay, so if I'm using my right key, x plus equals to my was set to 5, which is my speed, so my x axis is going to increase by 5. If key pygame dot key left, if I click my left key, my x axis is going to minus by 5, means it's at 100, it's going to go to 95. Okay, if keys pygame dot key down, my y axis is gonna increase by 5. If my PyGames at index key is up, my y-axis is gonna decrease by 5. Arrow keys move the rectangle. You can adjust well to make it faster or slower. Full loop structure inside the game loop handles events, pygame.event.get, fill background, screen.fill, update position using keyboard input, draw rectangle at new xy, update display, pygame.display.update. Once you understand this, your rectangle will be more interactively. Okay, the first real step towards making a game. If you want, I can write a full working example of a moving rectangle so you can see the structure, then you can tweak it yourself. Do you want me to do that? Honestly, yeah. Honestly, let's say I do want to see a reference code because I've never seen a code like that, so I don't know the anatomy of the code. Guys, is this computers or biology? Or guys, ignore my typos. I have like butterfingers to them, right? I'm making way more typos than I usually do. There we go. I've seen a code like that. Perfect. Fine, Vivek. Time to see the anatomy of a moving rectangle. Study this carefully. This is the blueprint you'll reuse for every moving object in your future game. Import pygame.init. Our display screen equals pygame.setMode 800/600. Pygame.display.setCaption moving rectangle. Okay, that adds my caption. That creates a display. Rectangle variables: x equals to 100, y equals to 100, width equals to 150, height equals to 100. Well, what does well mean? Wait, by well, does that mean velocity? What does well mean? Honestly, if it means velocity, that makes sense. In terms of speed, I answered my question. Alright, movement speed, game loop control is running equals to true, clock equals pygame.time.clock to control FPS. Okay. While is running, clock.take 60. It's gonna go with 60 frames per second limit. Okay, it doesn't go more if my CPU is faster. Okay, and then a for loop for event handling. For every event in my pygame.event.get, if my event.type equals to pygame.quit is running equals to false. Key input keys equal to pygame.key.get underscore pressed. If key input should be outside my for loop as well. Okay, if my PyGames.key is right, I add my velocity, I increase my x-axis with my velocities variable, or my what's that called, my variables value. Okay, then the same thing with and then drawing outside my for loop as well, screen.fill 200 200 200. That's going to give me a light gray background. Pygame.draw.rect. I'm going to be drawing a rectangle in my screen. My color is going to be red. Okay, my x-axis is going to be whatever my x-axis value is. My y-axis is going to be whatever my y-axis value is. My width and my height, whatever my width and height is set to. red rectangle. Update display outside my for loop. Pygame.display.update. Okay, and then outside my entire while loop, if my while loop is equal to false, if my is running is equal to false, my pygame.quit. I quit without getting an error. Why the structure works? Okay, clock keeps movement smooth, prevents it from running too fast. Event loop first. Always handle quitting before drawing. Keyboard input. Change position variables before drawing. Fill background each frame. Prevents old drawings from leaving trails. Okay. Draw at current position. Shows the rectangle if its new location. Shows the rectangle in its new location. Display update last renders everything on screen. Okay, once you can read and tweak these codes confidently, you can add multiple moving shapes, animate enemies, start making your game mechanics, your first game mechanics. If you want, we can do a challenge where you move a rectangle with arrow keys yourself, so you cement the structure. Honestly, I might do an instruction-based question now. I feel pretty good. Sensei, can we do a instructional based question mark? Okay, that was a lot. I gotta massage my brains after this. Okay, good, Vivek. It's time to put that movement knowledge to work. Here's your instruction based challenge. Question: moving rectangle. Open an 800x600 window titled arrow key movement. Background color light gray, 200 200 200, so it's going to be a light gray. Draw a rectangle at 200 150. Okay, x-axis 200, y-axis 150. The width is going to be 100, the height is going to be 80. Draw a red rectangle. Make the rectangle move with arrow keys. Right increases x, left decreases x, down increases y, up decreases y. Limit movement speed to 5 pixels per frame. 5 frames per second would make sense. That's like FPS, right? Keep the game running until the user closes the window. Use everything you've learned about Pygame loop, keyboard input, drawing, and updating. Write your code and show me. Let's see if you can make this rectangle dance across the screen. Alright, let me get Sensei there, check if the mic's working. Alright, perfect. Okay, let me go here. Okay, let's delete that. Okay, let me start by importing my Pygame and then start my Pygame. So pygame.init, that starts my game engine, and then let's go with display. So I'll add display. It's good practice to add comments as I'm adding it. Let me create a variable called screen equals to pygame.display.setMode. Let's see. Open an 800x600 window titled the arrow key movement. Excuse me, guys. Okay. So actually a tuple. Excuse me, guys. 800x600. That's going to be my screen's display, and then now caption. So pygame.display.setCaption. Okay, so my caption, let's keep it something like arrow key movement. Arrow key movement. Okay, perfect. Alright, next up, draw a red rectangle at 200 150. The width is 100, the height is 80. Positions is that what it was called? So positions. Okay, so I'll create an x-axis. I'll set it equal to 200. Okay, and then I'll create a y-axis. I'll set it equal to 150. Not 1560, 150. Alright, and then my width is going to be 100, my height is going to be 80. So width equals to 100, height equals to 80. Okay, make the rectangle move with arrow keys. Okay, before that, let me go with is underscore running. There we go. I'll set that equal to true. Okay, and then I'll create a while loop. So my while loop is going to be my game loop. So game loop. Okay, while true, or actually while is running. While my is running is set to true, I'll create a for loop to iterate over all of my game loops, all of my events, all of my Python events. For every event in my PyGames dot event dot get. Now this iterates over all my events. I want a specific one. So if my event dot type equals to pygame dot quit, I will set my is running. I will reassign my is running to be equal to false. Okay, perfect. And then outside my for loop, let me fill my rectangle or draw an object. So I'll go a little down and add make a rectangle to move arrow keys. Let me go with draw, I don't know. Okay, and then let me go with pygame dot draw dot rectangle. I want to draw a rectangle. I want to draw it on my screen. I want it to be a red rectangle. Add a tuple of my positions, my x-axis which is set to 200, my y-axis which is set to 150, my width which is set to 100, my height which is set to 80 or 80. There we go. And then this draws a rectangle in my screen. But next up, I gotta add another comment that says there we go. Okay, that says moving keys. Actually, moving rectangle. Moving rect with keys. This sounds much appropriate. Okay, so right key increases, left key decreases. Right key increases, left key decreases. So I'll have to create a variable called key equals to my PyGames dot instead of key function dot, let's see if there is a key function. Okay, dot key. I forgot what key should add. Let me actually see the reference code real quick. Looking at this. I mean, I was usually looking at these where it's going to, but I forgot what function I gotta use. Pygame.key.get underscore pressed. So if my key gets pressed, my keys at index, right? Oh, I see. Okay. Dot get pressed. Okay, I gotta ask if like my this pygame.key.getPressed is a dictionary because I'm using an index. So my key at index of what index do I have to go with? Okay, so my right increases by x. I know it needs something to be capital, so like k. Okay, if my key is right. If my key is right, am I doing this correct? I literally just saw the reference code. There's no way I can be this stupid. If, oh, I didn't add an if. I was literally saying if. Okay, if my key is right, there we go. Okay, so if my key is right, I increase my x. I didn't add a val. A velocity, a val equals to 5. Let me add a comment that says speed of movement. Okay, if my key is right, my velocity plus, actually my x plus equals to my velocity. If my key at index, if my key is left, okay, so the left decreases my x, so x minus equals to velocity. Okay, and then if my key at index of k underscore, okay, if my key increases, so down, if my key is down, if my key is down, my x increases y, so my x plus equals to y. If my key at index of k underscore, this time it should go up. Isn't there up? Oh, there is up. Is this legal? Does that make sense? It says up, so like it says up. PyGame. Oh, I should go with PyGame.key underscore up. Alright, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. PyGame. How was I able to access those in that case? That this doesn't make any sense. Okay, so PyGames dot okay, this is not gonna work. PyGame dot, there we go. I minus equals to, I subtract my x by y. Okay, and then this is my movement. Now after I exit the loop, once my is running is set to false, my pygame dot quit. Okay, so basically quit is the complete opposite of init. Init initial, it opens all this, quit just closes it all without an error. If I run the command, I don't see my rectangle. Okay, pygame.draw rect. I drew a rectangle here. I drew it on my screen. Red. Wait, did I set the color? Oh, I didn't update. Okay. Hold up. Let me update. Pygame.display.update. Now if I run the command, there we go. If I hit my right arrow key, wait, is this considered to be a drawing game? Oh, okay, nothing else works. Oh, wait, there. Guys, what is this monstrosity? I didn't add a... I couldn't add FPS. I honestly can't remember how to add FPS, but I'll take this as a win. Wait, from Pygame import. What are these? I didn't do those. Did that give me an error? It did. Buck, bump, buck. I can't use my lower key or upper key. Alright, you know what? Let me actually copy this. Copy. Need Pygame display update. Honestly, I forgot all about that. Also, the reason it didn't recognize k underscore up is because you imported k right and left and down. Oh, I see. Okay, that actually makes sense. Okay, let's go here. Paste it, add a bunch of spaces and say, Sensei, I did something. Can't say if I messed up or was it meant to be like this question mark. Guys, ignore my typos. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. Okay, Vivek, what did you just do? You didn't give mighty have mess up. Wait, this thing's paused. Okay. Hi, brother. How you doing, Mascoder? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, Vivek, what did you just do? You did? Okay, what did you just do? You didn't mighty have messed up. You actually broke gravity itself. Here's the carnage. Your up and down keys are catching X instead of Y. Down should increase Y, up should decrease Y. Right now you're doing nonsense math, okay? X plus equals to Y. Wait, did I mess that up? Your shorts are really funny, but don't try force that baby voice too much. Fix in the ears, keep the subtle yet noticeable. I know you will figure it out somehow. I appreciate the compliment, Mascoder. Honestly, I do try making the shorts really funny, but it makes it a bit cringe as well. Alright, so here's the correction in words. Don't just copy blindly. If key PyGames dot key down y plus equals to y plus equals to my velocity, right? So velocity is fine. I'm such an idiot. Okay, I should have done this with well. There we go. I don't know why did I go with y. Was I distracted or something? There. Up, up, up. Okay, this still doesn't seem to work. Okay, if I go down, it doesn't go down. It literally doesn't go down. Let's read this whole thing. Okay, if key pygame dot key underscore up keep right slash left changing X like you did inside the loop, event handling, update positions using keyboard, fill background, okay, draw update. If you want to fix this yourself, Vivek, use your brains and the clues above. Make the rectangle move correctly with all 4 arrow keys. Okay, yeah, I'll actually figure it out. Your up and down keys are changing X instead of Y. Right now you're doing nonsense math that makes you're drawing the rectangle before you move it. Technically it still moves, but usually you update position first then draw it. Prevents weird frame glitches. Oh, I see. Okay, so I update my rectangle's position first and then I draw it. Okay, so I first update my position and then I draw it. If I run the command, okay, the down key and the up key still doesn't work. Okay, so if it's down, my X minus equal, wait, my Y, this should be Y, right? Okay, because Y axis, like the standing line, vertical line. It still doesn't work. Okay, let me run it again. I feel I'm doing something wrong. Okay, it works like this. Then let me go down, left. Just one works. I'm literally mashing all my buttons right now. Okay, let's see. Let's read the hints, I guess. Your up and down keys are changing X instead of Y. Okay, did that. Here's the correction in words. Don't just copy blindly. Y plus equals to well, Y minus equals to well. Okay, I did those. Keep right slash left changing X like you did. Keep right slash left changing X like you did. Inside loop, event handling, update positions using keyboard. Inside loop, event handling. Okay, inside my event handling loop, update position using keyboard. Wait, they said inside my loop. Should it be like inside my for loop? Okay. My down and up doesn't work. Fill the background, draw rectangle, update the display. So first it says to fill the background. Okay, let me fill the background real quick. So to fill the background, I can go with pygame.screen. Actually not pygame.screen, just screen dot fill. I forgot what was it for gray. Was it 0, 0, 0? There we go. Okay, it should be in a tuple. There. Is that? Okay, now my display needs to be here. Let me delete that. Display here. Oh, wait. Wait, what did I just do? Hold up. Where'd it go now? Wait, what did I change? What did I do? Huh? Hey Viv, let's go. How you doing, Mohammed? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, guys, I'm confused. How did what did I just do? I added my screen.fill. That shouldn't do anything for this. Let me ask Sensei. Okay, let's get Sensei up here. I'm good. How about you, Viv? I'm doing good as well. Finally starting to work with PyGames. It took me 70 whole days to prepare for this. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Okay, let me see. Sensei, dot. What did I do? How does it work now? Question mark. I added screen.fill a tuple inside of a tuple 0, 0, 0 to make my background gray, but that fixed my code? Question mark. When I started to code, only me and God knew. Now only God knows. Ooh. Okay, Vivek, you finally did it, and yes, that screen.fill fixed it. Let me break down why and how it works. Why your rectangle works now. Previously, your up/down movement was changing X instead of Y, so the rectangle was flying sideways in weird ways. Okay, now y plus equals to well and y minus equals to well actually moves the rectangle vertically. Okay, so all 4 arrow keys work correctly. Why screen.fill matters. Each frame the old rectangle sticks unless you print over it. Each frame the old rectangle sticks. Okay, screen.fill 000 paints the whole background black before drawing the rectangle again. Without this, every frame you draw on top, okay, the previous one leaves a trail or ghost image. This is why we always screen.fill background color, pygame.draw rect. Okay, oh, I see, that makes so much sense. Why it fixed your code. Moving the rectangle was technically fine, but the trail made it look broken. Filling the background erased the ghost rectangle so your movement appears smooth. Now you've got full arrow key movement, clean screen, okay, proper game loop. Next up, we can make it multiple rectangles moving independently or start adding collision detection. That's the next level of your game. Let me actually say, Sensei, the rectangle moves way too fast and my PC I think that my CPU is working way too fast right now. Honestly, yeah, it did make my PC make me, I can't talk, oh my gosh. Okay, dot dot dot. So, do I need to learn um about the FPS topic question mark, or how to decrease hmm, decrease the speed of my rectangle. Correct. Exactly, like you stumbled onto one of the most important PyGame secrets: controlling speed with FPS, frames per second. What FPS is? FPS, how many frames your game draws per second. Right now your loop runs as fast as your CPU allows. That's why the rectangle rockets across the screen. Limiting FPS makes movement smooth and predictable regardless of computer speed. How to control FPS in game. Pygame has a clock object, okay? Clock equals to pygame.time.clock. Then inside your game add clock.tick 60, limits to 60 frames per second. This means the loop can't run more than 60 times per second, keeping speed consistent. Okay. How this affects your rectangle: your velocity equals 5, moves 5 pixels per frame. Okay, but with a consistent 60 fps, it's reasonable speed. You can tweak either velocity or fps to fine-tune movement speed. Clock.tick 30, slower fps, rectangle moves slower. Velocity equals 10, higher speed, rectangle moves faster, usually 60 fps, but plus moderate velocity feels smooth. If you want, I can rewrite your moving rectangle code with proper FPS controls so your CPU stops overworking and the rectangle moves at a normal playable speed. Do you want me to do that? I want to do it, honestly. Sensei, I honestly want to do it. Can you teach me how to use the clock function, or what that was to limit my FPS question mark? Let me check if my mic's still working. Alright, perfect. Yes, Vivek, it's time to put the clock to work or your rectangle will keep zooming like it's in a Formula 1 race. Okay, create a clock at the start of your code after initializing pygame. Clock equals to pygame.time.clock. Create a clock at the start of your code after initializing pygame. Okay, clock after initializing, so after my pygame.init, clock equals to pygame.time.clock with a capital C. Is that like an uppercase C? This clock lets you control how fast your game runs, limit FPS in the game loop. Okay, inside your while is running loop usually at the inside your while is running loop usually at the very top, but clock.tick 60 frames per second. I see 60 is the FPS limit. You can adjust it. This makes the loop run exactly 60 times per second, keeping a rectangle movement smooth. Why it works: each loop is now capped at 1/60th of a second per frame. Okay, your velocity equals to 5. Now move 5 pixels per frame. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me, I don't have a barfing. Okay, now move 5 pixels per frame at 60 frames per second, predictable and not CPU burning. Quick example: import pygame, pygame.init, screen equals to pygame.display.set mode. So I want my display to be 800 by 600. Pygame.display.set caption, I want my caption to be controlled FPS. XY So my oh, I can do it this way as well. My x-axis is 200 and my y-axis is 150. Width height equals 180. My width is going to be 100. My height is going to be 80. My velocity is going to be 5. Clock equals to pygame.time.clock. Create the clock. Okay, and then I have a running boolean variable. Okay, so my running is true. While my running is true, clock.tick 60, limit loop to 60 frames per second. For every event in my pygame.event.get, I iterate over all my events in my pygame and use the get function. And then I specify which event. If my event.type equals to pygame.quit, so if my event type is pygame.quit, I set my is running to false. That ends my entire while loop. Okay, and then I have a few key movements. Keys equals to pygame.key.get pressed. So this basically probably means if my key gets pressed. And then if my key at index of pygame.keyWrite, I increase my x-axis. By my velocity, I do that with my left, down and up as well. And then screen.fill 200 200 200. I fill my screen with this color, and then after I fill my screen, I draw a rectangle. Screen, this is red, right? So I want to draw on my screen, I want to draw a rectangle on my screen. It should be a red rectangle. My x-axis, y-axis, width and height. Okay, and then pygame.display.update. This is the whole thing that refreshes everything so it all works. And lastly, pygame.quit once I exit the for loop. Once you understand this pattern, you'll control movement speed, animations, and CPU usage in all your games. Do you want to try adding the clock and FPS limit yourself to your current moving rectangle code? Honestly, yeah. How are you doing, DevKid? I appreciate you joining the stream. Honestly, yeah, this is way too overwhelming. My head is about to go kaboom. Alright, so let's see. Let me first, this is not wrong. I feel like it's going to be much more readable if I go with xy equals to 200, 150. This is much cleaner way to write a code. With height equals to 180. Then I delete that. Okay, perfect. Now, I was said after my game is initialized, means after I use the dunder init, I go ahead and add what's the function called? Pygame.time.clock with a capital C. Okay, I initialize that and then I go inside my loop, my game loop. At the first of it, I go with pygame.tick. Wait, was it time? Did I have to add time? .tick. Huh. Or maybe just clock uppercase C .tick. There we go. Okay, 60. Wait. Should it be pygame.clock.tick? Pygame.clock.tick. No? It's just clock.tick. Then why does it show me a green arrow? I mean a yellow underline. Let's see. Expected type clock got integer instead. You know, I mean, I'll see if it gives me an error. Let me run the command. It gives me an error. Type error descriptor tick for game.time.clock. Objects doesn't apply to an integer object. Should I make this? Should I change this to a string? That doesn't work as well. Doesn't apply for a string object. Okay, let's go here. Screen. Oh, okay, so I have to go with a variable. So clock equals to, alright, that was my bad. Okay, so clock equals to PyGame and change this to a lowercase c. Okay, I could either do this or I can copy that, paste it here at 60. This doesn't work now, man. I gotta add a clock. Okay, I thought that would work as well. Isn't this the same thing? Alright, now if I run the command, it's gonna go relatively slower. There you go. This is much better. Oh my gosh, I just might get addicted to playing with this. Nice. Nice. Perfection in PyCharm. Alright, let me copy this. Actually, let me do Control A to copy. I don't want to always highlight everything. Okay, that was pretty overwhelming, but I think I'm getting a grasp of it. I just need more practice. Actually, I'll just send it. Exactly, Vivek, that's perfect. Your rectangle moves smoothly and your CPU isn't getting a workout. Okay, I was concerned about that because my PC was going like okay. Yo, I'm new here. Also, why are you using AI? No hate. Honestly, I've been using chat GPT to learn Python. I did watch some YouTube tutorials as well. I thought there's like no point buying an online course. Definitely not because I'm broke. But ChatGPT has been helping me. Everything I know is just because of the YouTube tutorials plus ChatGPT. It's just for practice. I'm not like copying my codes. It's just for learning stuff. Okay, exactly, Vivek. That's perfect. Your rectangle moves smoothly and your CPU isn't getting a workout. What you've achieved, clock equals to pygame.time.clock. Create a timer to control FPS. Clock.tick 60. Okay, limited your game loop to 60 frames per second. Velocity 5, rectangle moves 5 pixels per frame at 60 frames per second, which feels just right. Background fill every frame, no ghost rectangles, arrow key moves the rectangle correctly. I also using, bro, this doesn't cause waste of time. Honestly, I feel ChatGPT slash Sensei has saved so much time. Like, I would have been busting my head like going in Google and typing each questions or like reading textbooks. Oh cool, keep it up, man. Came a bit late already at day 70. I appreciate you joining the stream. Circ, I can spell. Okay, but man, it's cool to see people learning, mate. Keep it up, man. You have amazing dedication. I appreciate you, sir. Is it spelled as Sir 6? I can't pronounce, guys. I'm really bad at pronouncing. Okay, your rectangle now behaves like a real game object. Next step, if you're ready, we can add multiple rectangles moving independently or even animate them using automatic movements. So you get first taste of game dynamics. Actually, I don't want to like move that ahead. Let me just say, I don't honestly want to advance just yet. I need more practice with the materials I currently have. And guys, ignore my typos. I can't type while talking. Okay, the current materials I have, and learn how to use the other drawing functions. Okay, good, Vivek. That's smart. Rushing will just break things. We'll slow down and master everything you've got, including other drawing functions besides rectangle. Let me break them down. Circle, pygame.draw.circle, circle. Okay, so I want to draw on my screen this color. Okay, it's apparently blue. Okay, I want my circle to be blue. My x-axis, y-axis. Okay, center of circle. My radius, size of my circle. Example, pygame.draw. Okay, pygame.draw.circle. I want to draw a circle on my screen. Color is going to be blue. That doesn't look like blue. Okay, color is going to be a random color. My x-axis is 400, y-axis is 300, and my radius is 50. Draws a green circle in the middle of the screen. Okay, next for line. Pygame.draw.line. I want to draw a line on my screen. my color, what color is this? I don't know, red. Okay, my color is going to be red, a red line, x1 y1. Okay, I don't know what does that mean, x2 y2, and then my thickness, x1 y1 is my starting point, x2 y2 is my ending point. I see. Oh, I see. Okay, okay, thickness, how thick the line is. Example, pygame.draw.line. I want to draw a line on my screen. This is red, right? Right, I don't know what color this is. Oh yeah, it is a red. Okay, so I want to draw a red line, x1 y1. It starts at 100 100, x2 y2 ends at 700 500, and my thickness 5 draws a red diagonal line, ellipse. Bro, can I ask you a question? Are you new to Python or are you familiar with it? Honestly, when I started learning Python, like if you guys go to my playlist, I have a Python for 100 days, my first ever video there, I was a complete beginner to Python. Same goes with complete beginner to like using a webcam, using a mic, recording myself, editing my videos and everything. I was a complete beginner to everything, no prior coding experience. Python was my first language. I've just been doing it every year, and honestly, I feel like the more you code, the better you get at it. You just start understanding stuff. I started coding when I was 8. I was 13. That's honestly insane. I can just tell you I'm going to go real far. I should have started sooner. When I was 8, I was just wasting time. Okay, next up for eclipse. Pygame.draw.eclipse. I want to draw an eclipse on my screen. Okay, 255, 0, 255. I want to draw an oval and add a color. Okay, it's a cyan, or yeah, it's a cyan color. X-axis, y-axis, my width and my height. Works like a rectangle but draws an oval inside the rectangle bounds. Okay, works like a rectangle but draws an oval. Oh, I see. Okay, okay, okay. Example, pygame.draw.eclipse. Screen. Guys, why is the colors here and here different? It's so hard to see. Oh, okay, so it's a cyan oval. So I want to draw an eclipse on my screen. I want it to be cyan. My x-axis is 300, y-axis is 200, width is 200, height is 100. A polygon. Pygame.draw.polygon. I want to draw a polygon in my screen, whatever this color is. I'm done trying figuring out the colors. Alright, so we have a list here. List of my x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Okay. Draws a shape connecting all the points in the list. Example, pygame.draw.polygon. I want to draw a polygon in my screen. Red color. Okay, 400, 400 is going to be my x1, y1. 500, 300 is going to be my x2, y2. 300, 300 is going to be my x3, y3. Key idea, you can always draw inside the main loop. After filling the background, you can mix shapes, rectangles, circles, lines, ellipse, polygon, all in one frame. Position variables let you move shapes or animate them later. Okay, if you want, we can do a practice challenge where you draw at least 3 different shapes in one window. That will cement these new drawing functions before we add more. Do you want to do that next? I've always been interested in computers, started making games when I was 9, no tutorials, all self-learned, and just got done coding a game for 8 weeks, 5,000 lines of code. It's not in Python though, lol. Okay, even if it's not in Python, 5,000 codes is crazy. My brain starts melting after I write like 200 codes. Will you continue the Blockman Go series? I don't know. Every update the Blockman Go had just made the game worse and worse. I don't even feel like playing it. Like I used to play it like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. I have a question. Let me go up and say Sensei, I don't know the positions like adding x1, y1 and things like that. I'm bad with coordinates. Is there a place or way to learn them, or is it just by practice or memorizing them, question mark? I don't know. I need some opinions on it. Can you test the game? No rush. You can do it after the stream, off stream, or after you're done with PyGames challenge, or anytime you have time. No rush. Honestly, I might test out the stream. You can like join the Discord. It's in the pinned comment, or it's the link in the description. And then after I'm done with the stream, you can like send me the code, or if that how it works, and I can like check it out. Okay, Vivek, coordinates aren't some dark magic. You don't memorize them, you practice and visualize. Here's how to make sense of them. Understanding Pygame coordinates. The top left corner of the screen is 0, 0. Okay, so the top left. Okay, X increases to the right. Okay, Y increases downwards. Okay, oh, I know that. I was really bad with geography, guys. Or, wait, is that called geography where like we learn about coordinates? I don't know. Bottom right corner of an 800 x 600 screen, 799, 599. Okay, think of it as a grid or graph flipped vertically. 0, 0 is top left, no bottom left. How to figure out positions, visualize and tweak. Start with XY and adjust until it looks right. Okay, draw a test grid, small rectangles or circles at intervals to see where coordinates land. Okay, print coordinates while moving shapes, print XY, use reference points, top left corner 0, 0, center, width divided by 2, height divided by 2, 400, 300 for 800 x 600. Bottom right corner 799, 599. Shortcut to learn them quickly. Make a temporary helper rectangle or circle, move it around with arrow keys like we did, okay, while printing coordinates. This trains your brains to see positions instead of memorizing them, instead of memorizing numbers. Okay, that honestly makes sense. Vivek, if you want, we can do practice challenge where you draw multiple shapes and learn coordinates by tweaking positions interactively. This is faster than memorizing numbers. Do you want to do that? Honestly, yeah. Send it in general chat. Honestly, could you like send it in the coding chat, because like, you know, there are like different, I mean, in the coding category there's like a Python chat, and like if you could send it in the Python chat, because the general one is just for universal convo, and like the coding category is for coding related convos. I mean, yeah, I just try to like stick to the rules and everything, but I mean, okay, let's see. Okay, let me say, let's say, can I get some practice with them, question mark? And honestly, guys, I might have to use a restroom real quick because I've been drinking a lot of water. Maybe after reading this, I'll use a restroom real quick. Or Vivek, time to train your coordinate muscles. Is that how you pronounce it? Coordinates or coordinates? Here's your instruction-based practice challenge. Coordinate practice challenge. Open an 800 x 600 window titled Coordinate Training. Background color light gray, 200, 200, 200. Okay. Draw at least 3 different shapes using the new drawing functions. Red rectangle somewhere near the top left, blue circle somewhere near the center, green ellipse somewhere near the bottom. Make sure the positions are variables x, y, so you can tweak them later. Fill the background every frame and draw the shapes inside the main loop. Keep the game running until the user closes the window. This will help you see where coordinates land, and you'll start developing an intuitive feeling for x and y without memorizing numbers. Write your code and show me. We'll tweak it together if needed. Bro, why are you learning PyGames shortly? Yo, Vivek, doing great, bro. I appreciate you, Anon. Sensei, ahaha. Okay, why are you learning PyGames shortly? Honestly, because I wanted to make a game only using Python by the end of my 100-day series. At first, I thought I'll make a text-based game, but then when I actually started learning more, I realized PyGame might be the move. So I have like 30 more days left to master PyGames, and when I'm making my game at the day 100, I'm not going to be asking Sensei's help. Although it depends, if I like need help getting like the hex code, I can like go to Google and like get the coordinates, hex code and everything, but I won't ask help related to my code. I'll try not to ask help. Okay. He should learn all he can, dev kid. Also, Vivek, I watched your shorts. They were good. This is great. Alright, so honestly, I might use the restroom real quick. Give me a sec, guys, because I've been holding it for real long. Oh, give me a sec. I'll be back like in around 5 minutes. Alright, mic testing, mic testing. Okay, back. Let me go here. Alright, advice. This is one of the worst. Python is one of the worst programming languages for games. But for everything else, it's great. Believe it or not, YouTubers use Python and even NASA uses Python. Honestly, yeah, the reason I learned Python was not to like make a game. It was because I wanted to like actually major in AI engineering, making AIs and everything. But I had to learn Python, and I thought that time I didn't know at the moment that Python is bad for games. I thought Python is pretty good for games as well. So I was like, I'll make a game using Python. The reason I'm working with PyGames is to get a pretty good idea on how to use game engines. I'm probably gonna like move on to C++ and C to like make games and everything. But for now, I just want to get a pretty good grasp on Python. And maybe I'll like have I'll have a couple of lives in like while learning machine learning, and like I've gotten a few comments saying I need to like do DSA, that stands for, I forgot, diagnosed, something like that. I can't remember. My memory's kind of bad. Okay, I saw some hate comments on Insta on your shorts. Ignore those haters, they put you down. Honestly, yeah, even if I got a few hate comments, the reason I uploaded those reels and shorts was just to make you guys laugh. Okay, just saying. But after Python, learn C++ and machine learning, bro. Honestly, that was my plan. Okay, what will you do 100 days after? I'm still going to be learning Python. I'm still going to like stream more and maybe get another bigger goal to like do something else, make a better game. And eventually I do want to make a series teaching everyone in detail whatever I learned, going through PyGames, Python, the basics and everything. That's like in future. At first I got to learn it myself. Also, don't learn machine learning early. AI even, okay, can't, but I would rather recommend you to do Go first. It's good for games and not that hard to code in. Honestly, I might do that. Okay, why just 100? I thought that 100 days would sound better than like 115 days or like 200 days, because like usually 100 days sounds pretty good. Okay, let me get Sensei here. Da-da-da. Okay, now I had to add a coordinate practice challenge. Let me actually open this real quick. Give me a sec. Okay, there we go. Alright, so open a 800 by 600 window titled coordinate training. Let me delete all this. Start by importing PyGame. Okay, and then let me go with pygame.init to initialize PyGame. Alright, and then let's see. Open an 800 by 600 window. So I'll go with, actually I had a comment because it's like a good practice. Display, excuse me guys, so pygame.display.set mode. I'll set a tuple. Okay, 800 by 600. Okay, perfect. And then background color light gray, 200 200 200. So let me add a background color screen screen dot fill these random things just keeps importing. Okay, screen dot fill 200. Actually, okay, I don't think I need to add my screen dot fill right now because I'll need that inside of my loop, if that's how it works. Okay, draw at least 3 different shapes using the new drawing functions. I did have to set a caption, so pygame.display.setCaption. Okay, so let me actually copy the caption name, not because I can't spell. Alright, so pygame.display.setCaption. And then let me add a, actually should I add my coordinates right now? X, Y, okay, I should do this with my memory now, I guess. So X and Y equals to, let's see, let's go with X 100 and Y 200, I don't know. And my height and width, I've been really bad with coordinates and everything because I rarely worked with them. I don't know, my width can be 100 and height can be 200. Some tips of programming languages you probably should never do. Java is first one. No game slash anything else uses Java anymore. Only big game people know in Java Minecraft. Oh, I see. Okay, honestly, I did see. I've heard that JavaScript is pretty easy to learn, but Java is kind of complicated to learn. I don't know. I need to like fact check that. Okay, and then draw at least 3 different shapes. Let me add a is running and set it equal to true. So, and then add a while loop. So while is running, while my is running is set to true, I will iterate over all my keys. So all my Pygame keys. So for every event in my Pygame dot event dot get, okay, I will get a specific event. If my event dot type equals to Pygame dot quit, okay, I will set my is running to true. I mean, it's running to false. That's going to end my program. There we go. Okay, then outside my for loop, let's see. Draw at least 3 different shapes using the new drawing function. Alright, so let me add a space here and add a comment. Drawings. Okay, are they called drawings or like graphics? I think graphics would sound much more classy. Okay, I should fill my screen first, right? So screen dot fill. There you go. I can use screen dot fill here. Why couldn't I use it up there? Okay, wait. Actually, first let me go with 200, 200, 200. This is getting me a light gray. Copy that. Paste it here. It does work here. Why didn't it work before? Okay, screen dot fill, and then I draw an object. So let me go with pygame dot draw dot. Okay, so the first object I gotta draw is a red rectangle somewhere near the top left. I remember the top left was supposed to be 0, 0, and 0. Okay, pygame.draw rectangle. I want to draw it in my screen. I want the color to be red. Okay, and then a tuple. My x-axis, y-axis, height, and width. Okay, since it's top left, my x-axis is going to be 0 and my y-axis is going to be 0. So top left. Is that how it works? Okay, then pygame dot quit. Okay, once my function ends, my pygame dot quit. I didn't add any keys. Let me run the command. Value error, invalid rec style object. Is it because I imported something? Screen dot fill. I can't fill it without importing that. JavaScript is way different than Java. Java is for applications, JavaScript is for websites. Don't do PHP, no Ruby, no C harsh unless you're making a game specifically in Unity, not R. R is dead now. Don't use Swift outside of Apple, things like apps and stuff, and no Scala, dead. Okay, dead, and nobody will hire you. Honestly, I haven't heard of half those things, but I did like hear about Unity before. I'm pretty sure Unity is like a game engine, just like PyGames, but like for more advanced games. Let me lubricate my lips. Okay, there we go. Oh, why can't I use my screen.fill? Do I need to add a pygame.screen? So pygame.screen.fill doesn't work. Let me check my reference code from before. I'm pretty sure I had a fill, and that was just plain screen.fill. Screen.fill. Wait, screen.fill in my tuple. Okay. Was that the only thing that I was doing wrong? Okay, let me add these in a tuple. It's not. Let me go up. Okay, so it goes with screen.fill 200 200 200. I did the exact same thing. My screen, it's spelled correct. Yeah, my screen is spelled correct. Okay, wait, screen. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought screen was a built-in function. Never mind. My screen was supposed to be my variable here. Well, no wonder I've been using screen. I was wondering, where do I use screen? I use it here. There we go. There we go. That makes sense. Yeah, Unity is a game engine. Games made with Unity, for example, Crossy Road, Fall Guys, Cuphead, Pokemon Go as well. Oh, I did play Beat Saber, Among Us, Subnautica, Hollow Knight. I want to make games like that so bad. Same error again, XD. Oh, yeah, I'm so stupid. Okay, let me run the command. I forgot to add a PyGames.update. .update. Actually, .display.update. Okay, now if I run the command, that's the top left. So I have a rectangle in the top left. Let's go ahead and draw my second drawing. Okay, so my second drawing, let's see what it had to be. Da-da-da. Okay, so for my second drawing, I need to draw a blue circle somewhere near the center. What is the center going to be? I guess let's find out. Pygame.draw.circle. Circle. Oh, display. Draw.circle. Okay, so for my circle, I want to draw my circle on my screen. Okay, my screen is my pygame.display.set mode. I just figured that out. That's so stupid. Okay, what color circle? It's gonna be a blue circle. Blue circle. Okay, I just need an x-axis and a y-axis for my circle and a radius. So let me go with my x-axis, a tuple. 100, 100. That should be circle. That should be in the center. I don't know. Okay, now my radius is going to be 5. What happens if I run the command? That's a tiny circle. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, what if I go with 50? So my radius increases the circle. Okay. Perfection in a cup, guys. Okay, so 100 and 100 is in the top, 100 pixels to the right. What if I go with 900? It's out of my screen. 200. Okay, that goes lower. 300. Okay. 300 by 300. 400 by 300. I'll say that's the center, guys. You know what? Let's go with 350. Not 4,350, 350. That's as center as it can get. Also, you might be able to do Unreal Engine, but it's, I think, the same difficulty to Unity games made in Unreal Engine: Fortnite, Rocket League, PUBG, Street Fighter, Valorant, Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Ooh, I see. Okay, now let's go with the next drawing. So I gotta draw a green eclipse. Okay, eclipse was the oval shape, right? Somewhere near the bottom right. So that's 0, 0, might be 1, 1. Okay, so pygame dot draw dot eclipse. Oh wait, it says here. Oh, am I spelling eclipse wrong? Oh, ellipse. Oh, ellipse. Why am I saying eclipse? Okay, so I need a surface, I need a color, I need rectangle and width. I don't need a radius. Okay. Surface, color, rectangle, width. My surface is going to be my screen. Surface color. So it's going to be a green ellipse. Okay. Now my width and height. Let's go with the 1 and 1. I don't know. If I run the command, program crashed. Rect argument is invalid. I might need a width and height. Let's go with height and width. That looks like an eclipse, guys. Ellipse. Oh my gosh. Okay, now for my position. 1, 1 is there. What if I go with 350 by 300? Okay, what if I go with 500? What if I go with 600, not 6,000? 600 by 400. Is this how we gotta make every game? 700 by 400. That works. Honestly, I might just change my circle to 400. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Let me copy this. Get Sensei up here. Okay, paste it. Get it, Sensei. Maybe drink some water. Honestly, even if I did it, I had to do a lot of trial and errors because I didn't know the coordinates of it. Okay, why this works perfectly? Rectangle at XY, top left, easy to tweak later. Okay, blue circle at 400, 300, center of the screen. Okay, nice reference point. Green ellipse at 700, 400, bottom right shows you how coordinates relate to screen edges. Okay, screen.fill, every frame, no-go shapes, clean screen, positions as variables. You can move or animate shapes easily later. Okay, Vivek, now you now understand coordinates. Honestly, I could say I get a grasp of it now. And multiple shapes. This is a huge step. Your brain is starting to see the screen as a grid to play on. I don't know much about that, but it sees something, not just random numbers. Next, we can do a challenge where you move more than one shape with different keys. Okay, or automatic movements, so you start feeling like you're actually making a game. Do you want to do that next? Should I go with a challenge where I move more than one shape with different keys, or making my object move automatically? Pick one, Sensei. ... I'll go with your choice. Alright, Vivek, let's level up without overwhelming you. Your next challenge: one rectangle you can control with arrow keys and one circle that moves automatically across the screen. without overwhelming me. Okay, I guess this shouldn't overwhelm me. Instructional challenge, moving shapes. Window is 800 by 600. Any background color. Play a rectangle. I gotta go, but I'll be back in like 20 minutes or so. Alright, I appreciate you sticking through the stream. Surex, I apologize if I can't pronounce the name, but I guess I'll catch you later. Okay. Play a rectangle. Red size 100 by 80. Start at 200, 150. Okay, moves with arrow keys at velocity 5. Anonymous circle. Autonomous circle, if that's how we pronounce it. Blue, radius 50. Start at 0, 300. Moves horizontally to the right automatically. When it reaches the right edge, it reappears at the left edge. Okay. Game loop essentials. Fill background every frame. Draw both shapes in their current positions. Update display each frame. Use clock.take 60 to control FPS. Game ends only when the user closes the window. This combines movement with arrow keys, autonomous movement, and coordinates. Exactly what you need to start feeling like a game developer. Write the code and show me, I'll check it. Alright. Okay, I guess let's get Sensei there. That was kind of complicated to process. So somehow I gotta make an object. So probably for that, I'll probably add like a while loop for that object and not break. Every time it like reaches to one side, it teleports back to the other side. I don't know, let's see. Let me start up by importing PyGame. And then let me initialize my PyGame. So pygame.init. Okay, and then let me add a comment. This is going to be my display. So pygame.display.set mode. So my mode is going to be a tuple. My display size, let's see what it should be. 800 by 600. 800 by 600. Any background color. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me again. Okay, and then my caption. We don't have a caption. I guess I'll keep one of mine. Pygame.display.set caption. I don't know, like I can't think. Like usually I hate the part where I gotta think. Let's go with dodge the circle. Dodge the circle. Okay. Guys, ignore my typos. Okay, and now play a rectangle red size. So my rectangle is my player that I'm going to be controlling. Size is going to be red. Size is going to be, color is going to be red. Size is going to be 100 by 80. Start at the position 200 and 150. Before that, let me create a bunch of variables. So first one can go with, let me add a comment. Positions x equals to, I start at 200, y equals to 150, and then my height, actually let's go with my width first. Width equals to, so it's width and height and not height and width, right? So my width is going to be 100, height is going to be equal to 80. Okay, and now let me add a is underscore running. Set that to be true. So while is running, while my is running is set to true, I will iterate over. Actually, let me zoom in a bit more. Let me add like a bunch of spaces. There we go. This makes it much easier to move. Okay, while is running, I will iterate over all my PyGame events. So for every event in my pygame.event.get okay, I want a specific event. I will check if my event equals to PyGame. Actually, if my event type, if my event.type equals to pygame.quit. I will set my is running to be equal to false. There we go. And now outside my for loop, I will add drawings. So let me go with drawings. I don't know, I want to keep a fancy name. Let's go with graphics. Although let me know if graphics is the same thing as drawings. I don't know. Let's go with Pygame. Okay, do I gotta draw first or fill my screen first? I gotta fill my screen first. So for my display, I'll add screen equals to pygame.display and then go with screen.fill. I don't know, let's keep it, I don't know, coordinates, guys. Let's go with a tuple 200, 200, 200. Alright, there we go. And next thing, let's draw. So pygame.draw display .draw .rectangle. So rectangle is going to be my player. Let me go with player graphics. Okay, so my was it called position or like, I forgot what it was called. Rectangle surface. Okay, surface color rectangle with border. So my surface is going to be my screen. Yo, I'm back. How you doing, sirs? I can't pronounce your name. I apologize. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Okay. And then I need a color. It's going to be a red rectangle. Let me go with red. And then a tuple of my x coordinate, y coordinate, height, and width. Okay, there we go. And then I go with pygame.display.update. It's fine, lol, but I think you didn't use my I actually can't read properly on my phone, but I think you didn't see my message. It's spelled circuit. Oh, it's spelled as circuit. Okay, I'm just trash at spelling. Actually pronouncing. Okay, and then pygame.update, and then once I end my loop, let me go with pygame.quit. If I run the command, okay, I have a rectangle. That works. Now let me add keys for my rectangle. Let me go with player keys. Okay, how did we add keys again? So keys equals to PyGames dot, I don't know, keys maybe. I see a key option here. PyGame.key. Was it something like this? Or pygame.event.keys. I've seen a lot of people misspelling my name, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I feel kind of bad when I like misspell someone's name. That's why I try to like learn how to spell. Actually, how to pronounce. Okay, I forgot how do I use my keys. Let me just check the reference. Okay, so to use my keys, so it's pygames.key.getPressed. Oh yeah, I forgot about the getPressed. Okay, so pygame.key.getPressed. Okay, so every time my key is pressed, I will do something. So keys at index. Oh, I keep forgetting to ask that, is my keys this pygame.key.getPressed? Is it a dictionary? I don't know, because I'm using an index. Pygame dot. Okay, so let's go with right. So if my key is right, oh, I forgot to add an if. Okay, so if my keys at index pygame.key is right, I forgot to add a velocity variable. My velocity equals to 5. I forgot to add a FPS counter, or like an FPS limit. So let me go with a comment FPS, and then I don't know, clock equals to FPS. No, PyGames dot time dot clock uppercase C. Okay. Alright, and then inside of my while loop, the first thing that I gotta add is my clock variable dot take 60. This doesn't let my FPS go more than 60. Okay, and then my x plus equals to my velocity. My x is set to 200, is going to go to 205. Then if my keys at index of pygame dot left dot key left, okay, if it's left, my x minus equals to my velocity. If my key at index PyGames dot key is up, okay, my x plus, actually not x, my y plus equals to my velocity. If my key at index PyGames dot key underscore is down, my y minus equals to my velocity. This should be all. If I run the command, it moves. Oh, okay. My up goes down and my down goes up. Just got to change that to minus, change that to plus. Plus equals to, or there we go. Okay, now I go up, I go down, I go right, I go left. Perfection in a cup. Okay, it's not over yet. This was just the first part. Now for the second part, this was my player key. Let me actually zoom out a bit. Okay, that was my player key. Now I need an autonomous circle or an autonomous circle. Okay, blue radius 50 starts at 0 and 300, moves horizontally to the right. When it reaches the right edge, it appears at the left edge. Game loops, fill the background, draw the circle, use clock.tick, games.end. Honestly, I've just learned this much so far. I gotta like learn on how to make things move on its own. Okay, let me go here. Paste this, add a bunch of spaces and say, Sensei, I've honestly just learned this much so far, can you show me how to, I don't know, make a circle move on its own, question mark. Maybe drink some water. Okay, exactly, Vivek. You mastered the rectangle control. Now it's time to, excuse me guys, now it's time to make that circle run wild on its own. Okay, excuse me guys. Here's the concept. Autonomous, is that how we pronounce it? Like autonomous circle movement. Create a position variable for the circle like circle x, circle y. Give it a speed like circle velocity equals 3. Every frame update its position automatically. Create a position variable for the circle like circle x, circle y. Okay. Circle x plus equals to circle velocity. Check edges. If it goes off the edge, reset it to the left. Okay, that's where our 800 by 600 comes in use. If circle minus radius is greater than 800, screen width circle minus radius. Oh, okay. Draw the circle inside the game loop after filling the background. Here's a mini example in your current loop without changing your rectangle code. Okay, we need one for circle variables. Have a circle x-axis, circle y-axis, circle radius, circles velocity. Inside your game loop, after handling keys, circle plus, so it's inside my game loop. Okay, if circle x minus circle y, actually minus radius, is greater than 800, circle x equals to minus radius. What does that mean? Yo, no ideas. If you asked me anything, I was gone real quick. I had to do some. Also, it's just like the way you said it in beginning, like autonomous, like said fast. You know. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Did I understand this? I had a question. What does negative radius do? Sensei, what does the negative radius do? Question mark. Vivek, pay attention, this is important. The negative radius part is all about smooth wrapping. Here's what it does. Okay, why we check circle x minus radius is greater than 800. Circle x is the center of the circle. The right edge of the circle is circle x plus radius. If we only check circle x is greater than 800, the circle has to go completely off screen before it wraps, so the circle partly disappears before reappearing. Using negative radius when resetting makes it start completely off screen, so the left, okay, completely off screen on the left, so it smoothly enters the screen. Visual analogy. Imagine a circle of radius 50, center at x equals 800 plus 50 plus 850. Rightmost pixel is at 900, fully off screen, resetting to negative 50, center starts at negative 50, leftmost pixel at negative 100, enters smoothly. This is how game makes objects wrap around the screen without popping a bird leaf. I guess I see. Vivek, I want you to integrate this autonomous, I can pronounce circle into your rectangle code so you can see player plus automatic movement together. Do it and show me. We'll check if it's smooth. I guess I'll try with and without the negative radius part. Let's get Sensei there. Okay, so after I add my positions, let me go with rectangle positions. I gotta add my circle position. Okay, actually let me go with the full spelling. There we go. Excuse me guys, so circle underscore x equals to, what was my what do my positions have to be again? Create a position for the circle, like circle x, circle y. What is my circle position? Oh my gosh. Alright, so since that's 200 and 150, I don't know, I'll go with the top left, which is going to be 0. Circle y equals to 0. This is going to be the top left, so it starts from the top left. I didn't memorize that part. Okay, now I need let's see, I need a radius, right? I don't need a width and height, I need a radius. So let's go with radius equals to 50. Okay, so my x-axis of my circle is 0, my y-axis of my circle is 0, so it's the top left, my radius is 50. I guess, oh actually I do need a circle velocity, so circle underscore vel, which means velocity, equals to, I don't know, let's go with, I mean, since I did say v3. Okay, I have those. Now it's time to draw a circle inside of my loop. Okay, let me go with computer. I don't know, should I call it NPC computer? Okay, computer. I don't need keys. I don't need keys. Let's fill my screen. Computer graphics. Okay, first let's go with my computer graphics. Okay, so screen. I don't need to fill my screen, do I? I'm pretty sure I don't. Okay, let me go with pygame.draw.circle. I want to draw my circle on my screen. That's going to be my surface. And then color. What color should my circle be? I'll go with a blue circle. Actually, let's go with a black circle. Okay. And then rectangle. Da, 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 da. Okay, so now first coordinates. Let me go with circle X, circle Y. Let's go with circle radius. Did I add? Oh, I just added radius, not circle radius. I don't need to specify circle radius. Radius is like a circle's radius, if that made any sense. Wait, actually? No. My radius might have to go outside. There. Okay, and then I'm pretty sure I got updated, right? So pygame.display.update. I'm pretty sure that does everything that I needed to. Now let me go down. Okay, computer. Actually, autonomous, how do you pronounce that? Autonomous. There you go. Movement. Actually, autonomous circle. Computer. Movement. There we go. Okay, and now for the movement. Well, how does my movement formula? So it's circle x, so my circle's x-axis plus equals to my circle's velocity. That's genius. Circle x-axis, circle underscore x, plus equals to my circle's velocity. If you don't wanna, then wait, if you don't wanna, then not in this stream, but there is any chance you will test it on stream. But is there any chance you will test it on stream? Any stream, doesn't matter which, now in 10 days, in 100 days, etc. Honestly, I'll test that game like offline if it's actually pretty fun, or in general if it's good. I'll actually test it on the stream as well. Okay, check edges. If it goes off the right edge, reset it to the left. Okay, so that's my circles. It moves. Let me add an if statement. So if my circle at x-axis is greater than 800, which is my screen's display 800 by 600, wait, that means the circle is only going to be going to the left, right? Okay. My circle at x-axis, okay, equals to minus radius. I might add one for y-axis too. Circle, I should go with the random module. I don't want to like get more than I can chew. I don't know how that saying goes. Plus equals to circle velocity. Okay, if circle x is greater than 80, or my circle y is greater than 600, right? I will do this. It should work. Let's get to playing. What's wrong with the circle, guys? The circle was kind of twitching. Do I need to add my screen.fill? Screen.fill. Oh, the FPS. Wait, my FPS is set there. Let's just go with screen dot fill. I don't know, 200, 200, 200. Guys, what's wrong? My screen's twitching. Let me actually first let me try it without my y-axis here. Let's see if it works regularly without it. Alright. My circle does move. Might not need that. Why does my circle twitch a little? No, okay. At least there's some improvement. Okay, I should just go with Control A and Control C, that's easier. Okay, I feel like I did everything as Sensei asked me to. Okay, let's paste it, add a bunch of spaces, spam spaces and say, Sensei, I did it, although why does my circle twitch every once in a while question mark? Same and also it just moves in one direction. Do I need the random module or something? I don't know, let me drink some water. Honestly, I might need a random module. Let me just check if I'm audible. Okay. I almost choked, oh my gosh. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, I shouldn't stuff that much water. Okay, Vivek, yes, I see what's happening. Let's break it down. Why these circle twitches? You're calling PyGame.display.update twice per loop. Am I? After drawing rectangle, after drawing... Oh... PyGame tries to redraw the circle mid-frame, causing a flicker/twitch. Fix. Only call PyGame.update once at the very end of the loop after drawing everything. Why it moves in one direction? Right now you just do circle at x-axis plus equals circle at velocity. That's always positive, so it now moves right. If you wanted to move randomly, you have a few options. Random direction at start, circle velocity equals to random.choice -33. Excuse me, guys. Bounces off edges, reverses velocity when hitting edges. Okay. Excuse me, guys. If circle plus radius is greater than or equal to 80, or circle underscore x minus radius is less than or equal to 0, circle velocity multiplied by -1. I didn't understand that part. This makes the circle move back and forth automatically without needing random every frame. Quick tip, only fill the background once per frame. Draw all shapes before updating display. Use velocity sign to control direction. Okay, I guess I delete this. Actually, I just need that. I delete this. Okay, at the end of the loop. Paste it. There, this should fix it all. There we go, smooth gameplay. Okay, you know what? This is actually pretty peak. I might just get addicted to this. Pretty nice. Oh, my box is gone. Alright, enough of playing. Let me go here. Now go with Control A, Control C. Okay, so I just got it displayed once. No wonder. So it's a long game. Okay. Alright, is there anything? Also, the game isn't that good, not gonna lie. It's also a text based, so yeah, but it took me 2 hours to win the game. Honestly, yeah, I do. I love text-based games as well. That was like the first game. Like I don't know, in my like third ever stream that I did, I showed the text-based game that I made. It was real cheesy, but it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Okay, let me say, Sensei. Okay, it works. Dot dot dot. Can we work with the random module part? And I honestly didn't understand the explanation. I honestly didn't understand the explanation on. So, can you explain it again in detail? There we go. Okay, if I hit enter, okay, listen, Vivek. The random module is your secret weapon for making things move unpredictably. Okay, let's break it down slowly. What the random module does, it generates random numbers. Example, okay, I know what the random module does. Okay, making the circle move randomly. Right now, your circle moves horizontally at a constant speed, always right. Circle x plus equals to circle velocity. Circle velocity is always 3, okay? If you wanted to sometimes go left, sometimes right, you need to randomly choose the velocity. Oh, -323. I see. Import random. Circle velocity equals to random.choice -3, +3, either goes to left or either to the right. This sets the direction randomly once. You can also change directions each time it hits an edge. If if my circle x plus radius is greater than or equal to 800, or my circle x minus radius is less than or equal to 0. Okay, I didn't understand this part. Let me copy that. Circle velocity equals random choice. Okay, now every time the circle touches the edge, it bounces in a random direction, sometimes left, sometimes right. You can use random for vertical movement. You can do the same circle underscore y to move up and down randomly. Example, circle y plus equals to random dot choice -2 or assign a fixed speed but randomly decide up or down at start. You can also you can do the same with circle y to move it up and down randomly. Okay, this makes sense. Or assign a fixed speed but randomly decide up or down. Okay, Vivek, this is how games make enemies or obstacles unpredictable, not always straight line. Right, let me control V. Sensei, I didn't understand this part. Let me add a pair of quotes, fix my typo. Okay, paste it. My games has 30 locations, but in total probably over 500 ways you can go and like 550 treasures. How long did it take to make that game? Probably like 2 days, or like actually not 2 days. But as 500 ways you can go, it probably took like a month or 2 months. Vivek, pay attention. This is crucial for smooth movement. Understanding circle underscore x minus radius. Okay, is less than or equal to 0. Circle at x-axis is the center of the circle. Circle is how big the circle is. The left edge of the circle is left edge equals to circle x minus radius. Understanding circle x minus radius less than or equal to 0. Circle x is the center of your circle. Okay, radius is how big your circle is. Okay, the left edge of the circle is left edge equals circle. Oh, I see. Okay. If the edge is less than or equal to 0, it touches or goes past the left of the circle. Oh, I see. Why not just check circle x's? less than or equal to 0. If you check only the letters circle underscore x is less than or equal to 0, the circle visibly disappears off screen before bouncing, because the center can be 0 while the circle is still half off screen. Subtracting radius ensures the circle entirely is on the screen before bouncing or wrapping. Okay, I see. Visual analogy: imagine a circle of radius 50, center at x equals 50, leftmost pixel is x minus radius equals 0. Circle touches the left edge. If you did subtract radius, center at x equals 0, leftmost pixel is negative 50, 50 pixels of the circle are off screen. Vivek, this is how pro games make movement look clean, no half invisible objects. Okay, I see. 8 weeks or 2 months, that's honestly pretty impressive. If you want, we can update your code so the circle bounces randomly. Honestly, I'll just update my code. Okay, let's see if I figured it out. Honestly, I didn't figure it out. I want to see the structure first, so I'll kind of copy these things. But first I gotta import my random module. Import random, then drink some water. Okay, and then I go with my circles. So my circle has a x-axis, a y-axis, a radius, and a velocity. Okay, so I gotta add an if statement. So if my circle x plus radius is greater than or equal to 800, okay, plus radius greater than or equal to 800, or my circle x minus radius is less than or equal to 0. My circle x minus radius is less than or equal to, less than or equal to 0. I will do something. Let's see. Let me go with circle velocity. Oh, I'll have to create a circle velocity. Okay, so circle velocity equals to random.choice. Okay, so my random.choice is going to be a list from between -3 to +3. What happens if I run the command? My circle is stuck there. It's moving. Did I mess up? Oh, maybe, because my position is this. Let me change that to, I don't know, 5 and 5. It was stuck. Let's go with 10 and 10. My circle is stuck. Fine, let's go with 100. Let's see what happens. 100, 100. There we go. Okay. My circle is stuck again. Alright, this isn't going as planned. Let's see what I can fix. Okay, let's see. Using random for vertical movement. You can do the same with circle Y. Alright, so let me go here. Copy that. Actually, I should type it out. I'll add an if for my y-axis as well. So if my circle Y plus radius is greater than or equal to 600 this time, or my circle y minus radius is less than or equal to 0, I'll go with circle velocity equals to random.choice radius dot conjugate my random module dot choice a list from between -3 to +3. -3 to +3. Now if I run the command, it doesn't go in the bottom. Okay, was that just pure luck, or it does get stuck a little? Should I increase my speed? No, it's that can't be luck twice. When it hits here, it bounces back perfectly. It gets stuck. Maybe this should be 100. 100. It's stuck. Let's change it back to 0. Let's change this back to 0. It goes pretty smoothly. I can move this pretty nicely though. This feels pretty good. Okay, that aside. Oh! Hold up. Now it's stuck in the right. Okay, let me go here. Copy that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me copy it. Get sensei up here. Okay, so what was my problem? It was twitching. Paste it. Sensei. Dot. So my circle bounces, but it glitches at a edge. I don't know how to formulate the question. Vivek, yes, I see the problem clearly. Listen closely. What's happening? You're using the same velocity, circle velocity for both x and y directions. That means when it hits a vertical edge, you also change the horizontal speed and vertical and vice versa. Result, circle jitters or glitches at the edges because x and y are interfering. Okay. How to fix it? You need a separate velocity for x and y, okay? Then update positions independently. Bounces independently on edges, horizontal bounce. What does this do? I gotta ask, what does this method do? Reverses x direction. I don't understand this. Okay, no random choice needed here unless you want totally random speed every bounce. I don't know. You know what? Actually, I don't need it. Why this works? Horizontal and vertical movement are decoupled, okay? Each edge only affects its own direction. So no jitter. You can still add randomness if you want, but keep x and y separate, okay? Vivek, I want to update your circle code. I want you to update your circle code, okay? Let me ask a question real quick. A quick question, sensei, dot. So, dot. This part. Record. Okay, so for this part, why did I multiply my x with 1? I didn't understand that. Pay attention, this is a game dev fundamental. Okay, what circle underscore velocity underscore okay x multiplied by or asterisk equals to -1 actually does. Asterisk equals to means multiply the variable by something and store it back. Circle velocity multiplied equals to -1 is shorthand for I know that. This is an augmented assignment operator. This is a long version of it. If circle underscore velocity, okay, underscore x equals to 3 multiplied by -1, which makes it -3. Alright, that makes sense now. If circle okay, that makes sense. Why multiply by -1? Your velocity tells direction and speed was positive x, move right, negative x, move left. Multiplying by -1 flips the direction instantly without changing speed. Analogy: imagine a ball on a table moving right at 3 units per frame. Hits the wall, you want it to go left at the same speed. Instead of recalculating, just flip the sign 3 to -3. That's genius. Vivek, once you do this with both x and y velocities, your circle will bounce perfectly on all edges without twitching. If you want, I can rewrite your full rectangle now. I'm gonna write it. Circle code using separate velocities so you can copy and run it and study it. Honestly, I don't think I need to copy it. I get the gist of it. Okay, let's see. I wouldn't need the random module for now. I'll use that stuff when I want to do more advanced stuff. So instead of this, I go with my circle velocity x-axis. So I'll need two. Okay, I'll need two more variables. Circle velocity is that. Circle velocity for my x-axis. Circle velocity for my y-axis is 3 as well. I wouldn't need this. Let me go with circle velocity x. Okay, so my circle velocity x is going to be an asterisk equals to 1, which means -1, which is going to convert my positive number to a negative number and a negative integer to a positive integer. For x-axis, let's copy that. _x. Paste it. This is for y-axis. Circle x, actually y, circle at y-axis plus equals to circle velocity y. If my circle underscore y plus radius is greater than or equal to 600, or my circle underscore y minus radius is less than or equal to 0, let me go here. My circle velocity y asterisk equals to -1. Now if I run the command, let's see what happens. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Ah, okay, hold up. Let this box cook. Guys, this is a whole game here. Okay, you know what? I shouldn't play that much. Alright, so now what if I wanted to try to utilize the random module? Let me go all the way up, import my random again. Okay, oh, I missed so many things. I'm gonna sleep now. Okay. 1 a.m. for me, message cut off. Lol, good luck with your code. K, also your stream tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely stream tomorrow and appreciate you, Circuit, for sticking through the stream. Good night, sweet dreams. 1 o'clock is pretty late. Yeah, I'll honestly stream tomorrow as well. Okay, let's go. I want to use the random module. So, my circle, so random dot choice. There we go. Random dot choice. So we copy that. A list. Okay, honestly, let me go here. How do I add a random speed? So wait, let me go with random dot choice. Okay, I want to go with -3 to 3. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it's actually going to work. I'm just trying a random code if you guys get it. If it bang, it goes with the same. Wait, is the speed increasing? I don't think the speed increases by 3 at all. It doesn't. Alright, well, that was more than I could chew, so we control A, control C. Okay, I did do the stuff that I needed. So if circle X plus my radius is greater than or equal to 80, or my circle X minus my radius is less than or equal to 0, means my circle doesn't go outside my box. Alright, perfect. Let me get Sensei up here. Amazing, sweet dreams for you too, lol. Also, good job spelling my name correct. Finally, I spelled it correct. See you next stream, Circuit. Okay, let me paste this. Say, Sensei, I feel like I messed up the random module part. Maybe lubricate my lips. Also, you spelled access wrong. I can't spell. Okay, but let me just check how to spell access. Huh. Okay, access. Did I spell access? Okay. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, it wasn't a spelling mistake. It was a typo. It was a typo. Alright, let's go here. I mean, you wrote it wrong? Did I? Okay, yeah, my spelling mistakes. Let me actually lubricate my lips. Okay, Vivek, I see exactly what you did. You didn't apply the random choice correctly. Listen closely. What's wrong? You wrote circle underscore velocity underscore x multiplied by equals to -1 random dot choice -3 3. The second line does nothing because you didn't assign it to anything. Python just picks a random number and throws it away. How to fix it? You need to assign the random choice to your velocity, replacing the old one if you want randomness. Okay, before my velocity was this, I want a random velocity. Okay, if you still want it to sometimes just reverse directions, you can do, okay, circle velocity equals to circle reverse. Honestly, I'll first do the random stuff. All right, let's go with the okay, let me copy that, paste it here. Honestly, I could have just deleted the top one. Random choice, my circle velocity of my y-axis. Okay, is this a great way to do it? Oh, okay, never mind. Let me copy that, paste it here. Where did I just open? Paste it equals to that. Let me copy that, delete these, paste it here, change y to x, and apparently this should fix it. Speed changes. Okay, did the speed change? It feels like the speed is exactly the same. Oh wait. Okay, speed doesn't look like it's changing. Okay, my velocity, what if I change it to 10? 10 should make it faster. Okay. Oh, okay. But my ball's gone. Oh god, my ball just disappeared. Alright, let me. paste it, add a bunch of spaces. Say, Sensei, the spacing does work, but it went too quick and my ball just disappeared, question mark. Vivek, I see exactly what happened. You murdered the velocity logic. Listen closely. Why the circle disappeared? You use circle underscore velocity random dot choice negative 310, circle velocity random dot choice negative 310. 10 is way too fast for your screen, 800 pixels wide. Each frame the circle jumps 10 pixels. Sometimes it's enough to move past the edge completely, making it vanish. Oh, I added the 800 is greater than or equal to 800. Might just go with less than. How to fix the speed? Keep roughly the same speed as before, but just flip direction randomly. This keeps smooth and manageable. Optional smooth randomness. If you want some unpredictability in speed, but not disappearing. Huh. Oh, so Sensei, is there no way to make the ball go fast but not disappear off the screen? Just curious. Yes, it's totally possible, but you have to think like a game engine. Okay, the problem with too fast, your circle moves more pixels per frame than the distance to the edge. It can jump past the edge on its frame. That's why it disappears. Your code only checks after it's ready beyond the edge. How pros fix it? You need edge collision logic that works even with high speed. Okay. Alright, hitting right edge. If a circle x plus radius is greater than 800, circle x equals to 800 minus radius, circle underscore velocity underscore x multiplied by equals to -1 bounce back. If circle underscore x minus radius is less than 0, circle x equals to radius, circle underscore velocity underscore x multiplied by equals to -1. Okay, same for circle y. Now, even if velocity is used, the circle never goes past the edge because you jab its position, so the boundary before bouncing. Okay, bonus, you can combine this with random dot choice -10 10 or any high speed. It will bounce faster but never disappear. Okay, I actually know what this means. Let me actually try fixing it and check if my mic is still working and keep my back posture correct. Okay, there we go. I wonder if it's water, honestly. Alright, let's see. Before I change anything, I want to see what happens if this is 10. That's -10. Let's see what happens. Okay, it still exits out. So the problem that I had is I had to go with if it's greater than 800 or greater than 600. This should fix it, right? Okay, it left the screen. Alright, I'll have to add my... Can I use like list comprehensions? Or not list comprehensions. What's that called? It's conditional expressions. Okay, if my this thing is this thing. Yeah, I'm just too lazy. Okay, let me actually do this manually. Okay, if my circle radius is greater than 800, let's see. Okay, so if my circle plus radius is greater than 800, circle x, my x-axis, 800 minus radius. Okay, so circle x minus my actually equals to 800 minus radius. Okay, and then circle velocity. Okay, that's a bounce back. So circle velocity x asterisk equals to -1. Let me copy that. Paste it here. Just change the x's to y's. Change the x to y and change the x to y. Change 800 to 0 if it's less than or equal to 0. Maybe change that back to -3. -3. Now if I would run the command, go slow, it just dipped. I messed up somewhere again. Okay, bonus, you can combine this with random choice or any high speed. Okay, let's see. $600. Is this gonna? Okay, it does. So I should most likely change this to 600 as well. Okay, what if I might not need this in that case? The bounce back logic should work. I honestly want to see the structure of this. Let me copy that. Get sensei back here. Paste it. It says sensei. I feel like I messed up. ... Alright, let me check if I'm audible. My mic's battery might end soon. Probably when it hits the 4-hour mark. Vivek, I see what happened. You're mixing high-speed randomness with edge correction. And you're still getting glitches. Let's break it down. Problem in your code. Y-axis edge check is wrong. Y-axis edge is wrong. If circle underscore y plus radius is less than or equal to 0, this only checks the top edge, but the bottom edge isn't checked. Also, less than or equal to 0 should be greater than or equal to 600, okay, for bottom, and less than or equal to 0 for top. Random assignment after bounce. Circle underscore velocity underscore x equals to random.choice -310. Using 10 makes it jump way past edges, okay, defeating your clamping. Mixing asterisk equals to -1 and random choice together can cause sudden teleport effects. How to fix it? Separate x and y edge handling, keep velocity and magnitude reasonable, apply clamping first, then bounce, x-axis, circle underscore x plus equals to circle underscore velocity x. If x plus radius 800, right edge, okay, circle underscore x equals to radius. This is, guys, I'm starving. I'm way too hungry for thinking this through. If circle underscore x plus radius is greater than 800, right edge. If circle underscore x equals to 800 minus radius, circle underscore velocity underscore x equals random.choice. Okay. Why is there 3, 5, and 7 speeds to left? Oh, my head hurts. This is for my left edge. If circle underscore x minus radius is less than 0, circle x equals radius, circle underscore velocity underscore x equals random dot choice 357, speeds to right. Okay, I do get a tiny gist of it. I need to ask, why is it 3, 5, and 7? Let's say, sensei, I feel like I understand it vaguely. Although, why did we use 3, 5, and 7 question mark? Vivek, I chose 3, 5, and 7 as examples to control speed. Let me explain clearly the reasoning. When the circle bounces, when the circle bounces, we wanted to move at a noticeable but safe speed. 3, 5, and 7 are just pixel steps per frame. 3 equals to slow, 5 equals to medium, 7 equals to fast. Okay, I get it. I'm so stupid. That was so easy. Picking randomly among them makes the circle less predictable without disappearing off screens. Why not bigger numbers? If you pick too high, like 10, 20, 50, the circle can jump past edges in single frame. That's exactly what caused your circle to vanish before. Why not decimals? PyGame draws at pixel coordinates, which are integers. Using floats would work, but it complicates the math unnecessarily. Think of it like this: the numbers are your control over difficulty and randomness. You can tweak them later to make the game faster or slower, but never too big unless you clamp the edges. Vivek, if you want, I can show you the full version of your dodge the circle game with proper randomness bouncing off, so you can see exactly how it comes together. Do you want me to do that? Honestly, nah. I want to fix this, and after I fix this, I might use the restroom again. I'm really exhausted. Okay, so circle x plus equals to circle velocity x. Anonymous computer. Maybe I had a space there and here. Circle x plus equals circle velocity x. Okay, that was correct. If circle plus radius is greater than 800, this is my right edge, so it goes, oh, okay, that does make sense. So right is 800, left is 0, so it starts from 0 to 800. Okay, circle x equals to 800 minus radius, circle velocity, okay, equals to random choice. Honestly, I don't even need to copy this, I'll delete that. Okay, so it's -3, -5, and -7. -3, -5, -7. Okay, that works. Now for the left edge. Okay, that's actually genius. I gotta add a left edge as well. Might go with the right edge. There we go. Okay, let me try figuring the left edge out of my own. So circle x plus equals to circle velocity x. If my circle x plus radius is greater than, guys, am I that stupid? I just read this. I don't even need this. Just a random if statement. Okay, if my circle x minus radius, not plus, minus radius is less than 0, or my circle x equals to radius. Okay, and then I just copy the same thing down here. Paste it, just change the negatives to positives. There we go. Speeds to right, speeds to left. So this thing is supposed to speed to left. And this is supposed to speed to right. Okay, and that's my right edge. This is supposed to be my left left edge. Speed. Oh my gosh, there you go. Okay, this is for it to go to my left edge, that's for it to go to my right edge. Okay, perfect. I got to do the same exact thing for the y-axis, so I'll just copy this. Paste it. Okay, and change this to greater than, that to 600. That to 600. Everything else should be same. Okay, so for the y-axis, plus radius is 600. Not less than, it should be greater than. Okay, if my circle at x-axis plus radius is greater than 600, okay. Then I move to the right edge. Down edge. Actually bottom. Circle x equals to 600 minus radius. Circle x, 600 minus radius. Okay, and then my circle velocity y. Gotta change them all to y. Okay, there, and there. Alright, perfect. That happens when random speeds to the left. This should speed to the bottom. This should speed to the top. And then top edge. Okay, minus 0 is less than equals to that. Okay, this should work. Okay, there we go. It's going slow, it's going quick. Okay, I wanted to go faster. Go faster. Go fast. Faster. Come on. Okay, you know what? That's quick. Perfect. What if I add another option here of -10? Let me go here and add an option of +10. -10, actually just +10 and here -10. This is gonna add something faster. There we go. The fact is, would it leave the screen? That was fast. Okay, it doesn't glitch out. Let's play it a bit. Touch the ball time. I already lost. Okay, this is supposed to be... Okay, you know what? Yeah, this works. Okay, honestly, I wouldn't take credit for this question because I didn't like solve it on my own. I got help, although I did understand the structures of the question, how to visualize basic coordinates and everything, like the x-axis, y-axis, 800. So it starts from 0 to 800, 0 to 600, if that made any sense. I forgot. Oh, school again. Also, I made a 3D in Scratch. It's a 2D engine. That's honestly pretty insane. Finally, you're learning PyGames. Yes, finally. It's been so long. Although it was pretty worth the... It was worth the 70 days of learning Python. This actually feels pretty good. I just gotta dodge this. There we go. Okay, I can play this offline all I want. Let me get Sensei up here. Paste this, add a bunch of spaces, and say, actually I won't say anything, I'll just paste it. Vivek, this is finally looking like a proper dodge the circle game. Here's why your code now works so nicely. Edge clamping, you set the circle exactly at the boundary before bouncing. Circle underscore x equals to 800 minus radius. Circle underscore y equals to radius. This prevents it from disappearing even at high speeds. Okay, random speed selection. Every bounce now picks a new speed and direction safely. Circle underscore velocity underscore x, random dot choice 3, 5, -3, -5, -7, -10. Circle velocity y equals to random dot choice 3, 5, 7, 10. Okay, this makes movement unpredictable but controllable. Controlled. Smooth movement. Use clock dot tick keeps your FPS consistent. Okay. so the circle speed feels stable across computers, player control. Your rectangle moves your rectangle movement works perfectly with arrow keys and doesn't interfere with the circle logic. Okay, Vivek, the next fun step could be add collision detection, so the rectangle loses if it touches the circle, maybe even score points, okay, for how long you survive. If you want, I can modify this code to include collision detection and simple core counter. I'll make your game feel alive. Honestly, finally learning PyGames. Okay, honestly, I might do this part tomorrow because it's currently 6:19, and I do gotta work on making a YouTube video, shorts, and all that. But that aside, I think I'm ending in a pretty good note. This game does seem pretty nice. Let me go here. Whoops. How many lines is this? 74 lines. And I am trying to understand PyGames. Next stream, I might go with something more advanced. I might stick to this practice a bit more because I have 30 more days before I make that game. So I gotta master everything I can. And maybe just come up with different things. But all that aside, let me go here. Okay, there we go. I might just end the stream here. Let me check how long was the stream for, because I am starving as well. Oh, 3 hours and 43. It's not that long of a stream, but it was pretty good, honestly, because I did manage to actually understand the PyGames basics. I don't want to overwhelm myself by learning a lot, so I'm going to forget the old stuff. And now, after the stream ends, I'm going to be eating something and like working a bit on what I just learned offline. But that aside, if you guys enjoyed the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Like helps with my algorithm. Sharing makes me smile. Subscribing is like a cherry on top. And I'll catch you guys on the next live stream or video. Peace.